What's up, people? What's going on? I'm just doing a systems check real quick, and we're gonna get to it. Man, what's up, folks? Hey, I apologize. I'll be having to let the music rock for a minute. I apologize, but I be feeling that, man. I don't know about y'all, but I be like so feeling that. Like that's why I say, like music, man. It just do something to your spirit. Like got the right music on, lift your spirits up, right? Like I was really feeling that. So that's why I let it ride for a minute, man. Kind of get y'all in the mood for some conversation. No, this is not the quiet storm. Always wanted to do that. It's not the quiet storm, people, but I like the song, so I play it. Rock out. I got this thing over here. See what we got. Screen recording. Rumble. Let's see what we got going on Rumble. I try to have all the screens up, man. Make it a little easier. Ain't like we done lost some of our audience. I cut the music off and people start running. What happened? Think people like the music better than they like hearing me. People ask, am I staying out? Am I staying inside? And or am I going out? Said walking with full armor. Good beat, Ned. What song is it? That is Closer by what's it? Damn, what is her name? I can't think of her name. It's like a crazy name. Penelope or what is the name? Let me just look real quick. Hold on. I'm about to let it rock for a second. Since somebody asked about it, I'm gonna let it rock one more time for the quiet storm. All right, cut it. We're gonna cut it. I'll spell it for you. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Goapelli, Guapoli. Somebody probably know, but I'm gonna put it on the screen. Okay. I was gonna pull it up on screen for you real quick. Just so you'll have it for future reference. Closer. Okay. Boom. 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 All right. There we go. All right. Where is it? I just put it in and it didn't show up. I don't know what that's about. All right. I wanted to put it up on the screen because somebody asked about it, man. Somebody else said something about it yesterday. They was jamming to it. After we got off, they just kept playing the intro. Like it's a good song, man. Like I said, music, man, it do something to your spirit. To make you feel good. It can also make you feel bad. So that's a good song, man. It do give me good vibes. Hopefully, give y'all good vibes as well. I'm a music person, man. I like good music. There it is. I wish I could make it bigger for you, but that is it right there. If you can see that, that's the spelling and everything. That's the instrumental. The song is nice. If you ever listen to the song, man, it's nice. Drake did a remix on it some years back. I want to say it was about 10 years ago. He did a remix on it. But it was a real good song, man. Real good song. So anywho, man, just wanted to sit with y'all for a minute, man, as we get ready to approach this solar eclipse and see how y'all feeling, man. Talk to my folks, y'all, my folks. So I'm gonna talk to y'all, man, and play a couple videos just to look at some stuff, man. Get some, some other theories on what's happening. What's happening for us, what's happening in our world as it pertains to this. People got different perspectives. I've given y'all my perspective on it. I've heard some of you guys' perspectives. I dig in on the chat every now and again, man, and see what people are feeling and whatnot. Can everybody hear me? All right, I see somebody said Cosmic Love says she can't hear. Sound like that might be a personal problem. No, I don't know. But can everybody hear me? Somebody asked about the new dawn. The new dawn is really once every couple of days. Okay, it's a skin cleansing treatment. Okay, gets into your pores and it deals specifically with parasites that's on the face. I've talked about that in a couple videos, man. But we do have parasites on our face. Like, guys, understand parasites are a thing. It's a real thing. And when people deal with acne and all kind of skin issues, irritations, rashes, I can go on. This is from parasites on your skin. Happens on your face. I use New Dawn, man, and people might notice. People say, "Hey, man, your skin is real clear, it's real clean, it's smooth," and that's because I cleanse my face. I've always taken good care of my skin. My mom was like, real big on beauty and stuff like that. She looked young today. My mom's 70 years old right now. And I remember I used to go places with my mom, like in high school, and people used to think I was with my girlfriend. So they thought she was my girlfriend because my mom looked so young. But my mom always practiced like good health. She took her vitamins and stuff, and she always did like beauty secrets and stuff. So, growing up in a house full of women, I was able to experience some of that stuff and was able to take advantage of it. So I've always taken, good health, good care of my skin, man, and did things to, help myself kind of prolong my youthfulness. All right. Some people think I'm young, I'm older than I might look. But it ain't all about how old you are, it's how you take care of yourself, man. People age and they start to deteriorate, and it really starts on the inside, man. And what you putting on the inside starts to come out on the outside. Like what you absorbing in your body. And we talked about this, and it also we'll go more in depth. But if you put in the right fuel, it's the same thing. You put in the right fuel in your car, man, you're gonna get better gas mileage. Same thing can be said for you putting the right stuff in your body. Put the right stuff in your body, man, you're gonna get good mileage out of it. You're gonna look a lot better. You're gonna move a lot better. You're gonna have a lot more energy and stuff. You put bad gas in your car, man, you'll mess around and burn the dang engine out. That's a real thing. You eat McDonald's every day, and I know it's some folks on here that knows what I'm talking about. You eat McDonald's every day, you eating Burger King. If you every day, like if you putting that in your system and y'all know what they put, like I don't know how many people know it, but man, them McDonald's burgers ain't really burgers. How many people know that? Man, I should play I don't know. They mess around and snatch my channel down for putting something up about McDonald's. Yeah, but the McDonald's burgers, man, if you eat McDonald's burgers, I suggest you stop immediately. Immediately. You understand what I'm saying? If you eating McDonald's burgers, I suggest you stop immediately. I mean, I know, I'm just like y'all. I was happy whenever I got the Happy Meal when I was young. I was just like y'all. I was happy to get a McDonald's Happy Meal. And as I've gotten older, I've started to kind of steer clear of some of the food at McDonald's. Now, I'll be honest. I've eaten their fish sandwiches. You know, I've eaten their fish sandwiches, and I like that. But man, I ain't had a McDonald's burger. Man, it's been at least 10 years, man, since I had a McDonald's burger. But that's because I started to become aware of what they were doing with their burgers, man. It's a video, man, and I can't even say I recommend eating the fish sandwich either. And the fries, man, you ever had a McDonald's fry? You know, notice how, man, if you get some McDonald's fries, man, them things will be in your car. And if you drop one and you find it could be a year later, man. That mug will not be molded. It won't be disintegrated. It will be hard as a rock, hard enough to stab somebody in the eye, take their whole eyeball out. And it will not break. Do you understand? This is the kind of stuff that you put in your system. Like we talking about fuel in your system and talking about taking care of your body and stuff. You put that McDonald's stuff in your system too much, man, it's gonna break you down. It's a reason why people that eat a lot of McDonald's, man, they had them big old bellies and stuff after a while, because their body's not digesting that food. It's not digesting. It's not digestible. You keep building up, man. At some point, it's just gonna start clogging up your arteries and stuff. You don't want to be eating the McDonald's burger. And I can't say that Burger King burgers are any better. If I was y'all, I would go to them mom and pops type of locations. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's a good one? Dang, I can't think of the name of it. Is it Pit Stop? It's one that's it's like in Atlanta and stuff like that, man. I can't think of the name of it right now. But those places that you actually see, they get like real beef and stuff. If you eat beef, you need to go to places like that where you actually getting real burgers and stuff, man. Ain't no different from when you go to like Denny's or even IHOP. Y'all go in there, man. They giving you these generic eggs. They're just like a bag full of stuff they done mixed up and put together. And it doesn't have any of the nutrients that you're supposed to get from eggs or whatnot. It doesn't have any of that. So you just putting trash in your system. And the more trash you put in your system, the more trashy you're going to start to look after a couple years, if that makes sense. If you're putting trash in your system, you're going to start looking pretty trashy after a couple of years. Do you understand? Like when I go to like Denny's or IHOP or something like that, or one of them the Waffle House, I always be like, hey, could you give me real cracked eggs? Like I ask, like, and I'm looking over the counter to make sure that they actually giving me real cracked eggs. Otherwise, they gonna bring you some crap, man. They gonna bring you some crap. Man, I can go in like KFC. I don't know how many of y'all know about KFC. Remember, they used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Understand, they used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken. They're not called Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore because they don't serve chicken. You understand what I'm saying? They're not called that no more. Hey, you got to look this stuff up yourself. And it's messed up because you go to these places and it's just like the hospitals. It's the same thing. You go to these places and you don't ask questions and they just give you what they want to give you. And then they don't even tell you what they're giving you, and they don't tell you the side effects from what you might be ingesting or what you might be consuming. You understand? So understand that, man. Like, it's no different from going to the hospitals. You might go to the hospital, or you might get like you might go to like Walgreens or something, and you supposed to be getting a certain medication. They'll give you a generic brand of the medication that you didn't even ask for. They'll just give you the generic and say, "Oh, it's fine. It's just a generic." And it may not be something that you wanted. You might have wanted the real thing. And I don't suggest anybody take, you know, any particular medication or not. But if you want something, you should get what you was expecting to get. Don't get it, and next thing you know, you find out you got the generic version, or you got generic eggs, you got generic chicken, you got generic beef. And like I said, that beef from McDonald's, man, that's something else. I don't even know we're gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that, but you don't want to be eating the generic beef, man, that McDonald's be serving up. Okay. Because if you actually saw how they do it, man, you'd probably be disgusted. All right. And then I had a video I played before, man, where it was a guy, it was a Jewish guy, man. He was talking about how they get their meat and stuff that they put in they stuff, man. It was it'll really turn you off from eating McDonald's, man. It will. Say 25% of the antibiotics in the fast food smell. Tell me recipes to that. Colonel Secret. Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken is not Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, it's KFC, but they changed it for a reason. They don't use real chicken. I don't know how many people knew that. So if you like KFC, you might want to switch to something else. And I don't even know. I can't even say. I doubt if KFC is the only one doing it. I think a majority of them are doing it. They just the ones that's actually kind of being a little more obvious and changing their name and stuff. When did they change their name? I can't even think of it. Man. And then let's not start talking about Chinese food. You get the Chinese food, man. Shoot. Half the time, man, you really are eating like rats. My buddy, man, matter of fact, I'm finna show y'all. My buddy, they was eating Chinese food the other day. And his boy, I'm about to show y'all. I'm like, what the heck is that? I thought this was so funny. I was like, dude, did he eat that? He's like, yeah, he kept on eating it. He posted it on his page or whatever. So I'm gonna let's see. Hold up, I'm about to show y'all. Hold up. Like, what is this? Hold up. I thought it was pretty disgusting. It's obvious that this is no regular chicken. Hold up, here we go. Put it up on the screen real quick. But you just gotta be aware, man. So if you eating, that's how people end up with parasites and stuff, man. The stuff we eating, it's like, dude, the stuff they putting in the food, it's easy to come up with something nasty, something you wasn't expecting. Got this kind of stuff going on. All right, let me see which video screen am I on. Presentation. Oh, hold up. Let's see, screen 2. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this was what my buddy. Look at that, man. What does that look like to y'all, man? Just look at it. Does that look like chicken to you? This little piece right here, man. You know what they look like? This little piece right here. Very questionable. Very questionable. But this is the type of stuff, man, that's happening and people consuming. Like you consume, like if you really are eating a rat, you know, and you just don't know, because it looked like a rat spinal cord. That's what it looked like. I'm just telling y'all from my perspective. That's what I see. It looked like a rat spinal cord. So this is like you putting this type of filth in your body, man. It's gonna start to you're gonna start to feel that at some point. It's gonna start to show, you know. You're gonna start to feel that. They say you are what you eat. So if anybody ever thought you was like a some kind of hood rat or something, and this could be why, because you was eating Chinese food. I'm just playing, man. Let me oh bad, but yeah, that's pretty gross. What does that look like to y'all, man? If y'all had to guess, are you eating that? Like if you saw this, you ain't never seen no bone like that on your chicken wing. Have anybody ever seen a bone like that on your chicken wing? I don't care your chicken breast, your chicken thigh. Have you ever seen this? That looks like a spinal cord. Am I lying? But this is the type of stuff that people consuming, man. This is why we have some of the problems we have with our health. So yeah, anyway, the question was how often do you use the new Don? I use the new Don myself like once a week, sometimes twice, but it does pretty well for me, so I don't have to use it as often. If you've had problems with rashes or acne and stuff and bumps coming up on your face and stuff, then you probably want to use it a little more frequently to start getting a handle on it and start killing off some of the parasites and getting all the toxics and poisons out of your pores and your skin. If you don't, then yeah, those things don't. Think about this, man. I'll tell y'all this even with on your insides. If you don't kill the parasites in your body, they're just going to continue to grow. Like you can't just go your whole life and not kill the parasites in your body. If you do that, you're going to find out the hard way. You're going to come down with a number of different ailments, and the doctors are not going to tell you what it is. You will ultimately end up potentially having cancer. That's one of the main ones. But it's a good chance you'll come down with dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or MS. It's a very strong chance that will happen. You'll have potential kidney failure. You'll have hypertension. You'll have these things. Okay. You'll have inflammation. Inflammation is directly related to it. You'll have potentially schizophrenic thoughts. You'll have depression. You'll have low energy. You'll have mood disorders. All of that stuff is linked. So if you don't address that stuff, man, it will affect you at some point in your life. That's typically what happens. That's why old people end up with the Alzheimer's and stuff, because they end up with, at some point, those parasitic eggs are going to hatch. Where they go after that, that's going to be, that's something that just you can't decide. It just depends on where they got to in the body at whatever point. But at some point, they will get to vital organs and stuff, and they'll start to feed on them. They got to eat, man. It is what it is. So either you feeding them or you're killing them. It's one or the other. So you definitely want to get those things out of your system. And it's the same thing on your skin. If you don't address the stuff on your skin, then they just going to continue to thrive on your skin. My thing is, the best thing to do is disrupt their habitat. If you don't want bugs on you or inside of your worms in you, then disrupt their habitat. Make it uncomfortable to be inside of you. Like, if y'all gonna feed, y'all gonna be eating this parasite killer. That's what you're gonna eat. I'm not gonna keep feeding y'all though. So just something to be cognizant of, man. So yeah, that's regarding the new Dawn, man. That's kind of how I deal with it. But it's not just taking care. Like, once you start getting rid of parasites, you'll have more nutrients and minerals in your blood and stuff too, that will help keep you looking healthy and keep you healthy inside and out. So you might exuberate a lot more, positive looking or reflection and stuff, positive or nicer skin, because your insides are good, man. It starts on the inside and it comes out to the surface. So you want to make sure that you're doing the right things, eating the right things. I tell you all the time, make sure you got a good diet, man. If you never try the alkaline diet, it might not be a bad time to start, especially if you're getting older, getting up in age, man. Try an alkaline diet. I mean, you don't have to turn vegan. I ain't saying, hey, turn vegan today, but it ain't nothing wrong with trying a vegan diet for a little while. Sometimes I experiment with just eating fruits or vegetables for a week or so. I do that and I just try to maintain it. I might miss a day or two. I might get a cheat day and get some meat. And then I might go back to the next 2 days. I just try to do fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Might eat some bread or something. But sometimes you want to just try to get away from the meat for a little while, get away from the sugar for a little while. Sometimes get away from the bread for a little while. The bread also has that candida in it too. That's another thing, man. You got to watch out for that. The yeast, your yeast really have that. So you want to try some different things, man, as you get older to try to maintain, some good health. Because as we age, as we get older, man, our bodies are being starved even more of some of those vital nutrients, especially if you do have parasites and things that you've never dealt with. But if you deal with them and you keep yourself at least in a position to have good, a good quality immune system, then you'll be well, later in life, in your later years. So practice good eating habits, guys. Try fasting. If you haven't tried fasting before, that's great. A water fast. I know some people do juicing. Juicing is good. Like I said, a fruit diet, that's good. Those are things that I would recommend people try. Yeah, that's good stuff that people can try. So, anywho, we were talking, guys, about the solar eclipse. Like, we wanted to come in here and talk about that again and get some perspective on it, man. Like, it's so much being said about it, so much being thought about what it might entail and how that might affect us, how it might be a part of the evil elites' plans and how they may try to use it for more evil and destruction. How it could be something that they are actually worried about and concerned about, because it very well may be lifting the consciousness of the planet, of those that are able to receive those type of energies. Okay, we talked about that, getting yourself cleaned up so that you wasn't being blocked also by these parasitic energies that are out here. Okay, but just being in position to receive that energy, man, is supposed to be a big thing. I did a whole piece about that, man. Yesterday we was talking about that, but I showed y'all the movie, or not the movie, but the show that we were talking about, Theodosia, which I'm gonna put that back on the screen. If you were on my live the other day, I don't know how many people be new on each live, man, so I don't know how much we've covered already, but we was talking about Theodosia, and it was very it was ironic that in this show, Theodosia, they were talking about the solar eclipse coming in and how this secret society was concerned about it. Now, this secret society actually had these Draco beings like in it as well, but they were concerned about the solar eclipse coming in because they felt like it was going to have some kind of significant impact on the people. Okay. We talk about the conscience of the planet and stuff potentially being something that goes along with that. I played some pieces from Alice Collier yesterday, from Donald Marshall, where Alice Collier was talking about how we had to lift the consciousness of the planet. We had beings that were wanting to be here and help us, these positive, benevolent beings that were actually wanting to fight against the devil and these draconian beings. Okay. Like that whole battle between good and evil. And somebody said something to me yesterday. I think we was talking about demon and alien, and they said they're not aliens, they're demons. I I keep on reminding people, and if you haven't been here long enough, you have to understand they are not from this realm. They're not from this planet. Okay, the things that are on TV, and I've showed y'all them. I'm not gonna keep on playing the clips every single time, but they're not from this planet. Okay, and so that would make them an alien first and foremost. Okay, even if they're like we talk about Nephilim. Okay, the Nephilim are descendants of aliens. Are we clear? If you don't understand that, let me break it down one more time. If God cast them out of heaven, then that means that they were alien when they left heaven. They left another realm, another dimension, and they came here. Then they made it with women. So these hybrids, Nephilim, are half alien. Does that make sense? I don't know why people don't understand this. But either way, man, it was the Theodosius show was talking about how these beings were concerned because this solar eclipse was going to come back and raise the consciousness of the planet. Now that goes hand in hand with what Alice Collier was saying about, oh, we only had so many years before this they were going to have to intervene or whatever because the consciousness of the planet needed to rise. But these beings, Satan and his minions, were purposely holding everybody's consciousness down. Now, I've showed you how they've done that. Y'all know how they've done that through the music. It's not a coincidence. You've seen enough to know that, yes, they are actually doing stuff to keep people from being able to raise their consciousness, keeping people vibrating low. That is a big part of their plan. They bring in people or these music artists to put out horrible music that don't even sound good. They make you want them by playing them over and over again on the radio. Make you get this stuff into where you're receptive of it. Otherwise, I mean, most people throw this trashy music right out the window. But beside the point, man, you see that there's beings that are here that are not like us, and that they're purposely trying to hold your consciousness back. And that's why they do stuff to you at birth and everything else. And I tell you guys this all the time. If you don't want to listen to me, you understand that you do have a third eye, and that you were given that third eye by God, and you probably want to use it. You know, I've taken flack from people saying, oh, you're not supposed to use that. Is there anybody in here that feels that way? If you feel like you're not supposed to use your third eye, I would like to have an open discussion on that. If somebody feels that you shouldn't, if you feel like you shouldn't, I sure would like to know somebody's, angle on that, because it honestly makes no sense. It's just about as stupid as the idea that Adam and Eve opened up their third eye when Satan fooled them in the garden. Why would Satan try to open up your third eye if he wants you to if he wants to be fooling you? It makes no sense. Why would those same beings be trying to open up your third eye today? They trying to open your third eye today too, huh? But they doing all this stuff with the medicine and stuff, which I showed you, to close it. Makes no sense. Yes, that's why I said angels and aliens are demons. Yes. Angels and demons are aliens. Let me be clear. God and the devil are aliens too. You the human being. All right. It's that simple. Yeah, it's different species in the universe. And that's why I say y'all have to understand, well, how does God deal with other species? Like he created these other species, like how does he deal with them? And that's another thing you have to look at too. Do these other races of beings, are they also in line with the whole Jesus aspect? Do they have a Jesus that they, kind of relate to as well? It's just a question. I mean, if somebody wants to answer that, I'll be more than willing to hear it out and think about it. But see, when you start thinking about, okay, yes, other species and stuff like that, and it's other places, then it brings some of that information into question on how it actually, you know, derived, or how we derived to this point. When you look at that, then you gotta look at it, man. You gotta look at it, because it makes sense for you, you know, for some of this information, you know. But like, I played this piece, man. I played this at the beginning of videos, and I'm gonna play it for y'all.
We have before us the opportunity.
This on my other channel. Hold up. I know it's probably not playing as loud, but I want to play it anyway.
To forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law.
Understand, they are safe. They are not
the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness.
An order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us safe.
I play that, man, because it's some key stuff that was said in there. Obviously it was the they live part, but the guy, you know, he's talking about the New World Order. You remember what Phil Snyder said about the New World Order and the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet. That's what he said. Now, y'all see, like, if I played that video, if I played the original video, guys, you would see that that Bush character, his eyes, he had the Draco eyes when he did that. Did y'all know that? I play that, but it's a old footage, man. Like, the original footage has become so grainy and so watered down that you can't really see his eyes. But I got other videos where you could see his eyes. He wasn't human when he's saying that. So he was talking about bringing in the New World Order and all this stuff, man. He wasn't talking about doing something good for you. And that's actually a message being sent out to his group. You understand what I mean? It's being sent out to his group. So the other thing that the guy was saying, remember, They Live was a documentary or biography. Remember, Roddy Piper said that. I wonder if I can find it. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick for y'all. Hold up. Roddy Piper. Just want to see if I can find it. Hold on, man. Why is my Google not working? Search Roddy Piper. They done scrubbed it. It used to be on there. Images. Yeah, it used to be on there, man, because I used it before, but they removed it. But what he was saying, though, that guy in the film, like that little clip where it's like he's coming in like on the broadcast, he was saying that they were trying to annihilate your consciousness. So you got to understand, if we already have deciphered that a lot of that stuff in the movie is straight legit, it's authentic, then you have to listen to what that dude was saying, because now it carries different weight. You understand what I mean? It carries different weight. He's saying that they want to annihilate your consciousness. What are we talking about? What am I always pushing to y'all? Consciousness. I'm trying to push you to get more inclined to get spiritual, but to open up your third eye in order to be able to have that type of power, in order to have your level of intelligence that you supposed to have, in order to be able to connect to the source. So he telling you right there, they trying to keep you disconnected from the source. In the movie about these beings, the same stuff that we live in, he's telling you what they trying to do. And I've showed y'all what they've been trying to do. I've showed y'all what they've been trying to do. Not only showed y'all, I've told y'all, I showed y'all. You see the information The cult, like we're talking about the Illuminati and everything, they're up under those beings. And those beings is he's saying are the ones that are trying to annihilate your consciousness. Okay, what are they doing? That cult member, Rudolph Steiner, is saying, "Hey, we're gonna annihilate their consciousness." He's saying that in the little piece that I always play for y'all. Okay, he's actually saying that. That's why also I showed y'all how Fauci, how he was trying to keep you from raising your consciousness. He don't even want you to understand it. That's why they wouldn't allow that girl. I can't think of her name, but they wouldn't allow her to do the research behind your consciousness. They wouldn't allow her to do the research. They wouldn't give her any grant, any funding, but they fund everything but that. And she pointed that out. That's significance, man. That's significant. Like, y'all have to understand that. So if you haven't watched the movie They Live, man, I recommend it. It is a great movie. It's really, man, it kind of signifies what we've been dealing with here. And I'm gonna put it up on the screen so people know. Most of y'all, if you've been following me, you probably do know about this by now. You should. I've watched this movie plenty of days. But it's an older movie, so some people that's on here, it might have came out before you were born. Look, I sound old as hell. I sound old as hell. Let's see. Bottom left. So I just it didn't show the whole picture, but I just put it up anyway, so y'all can see it. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, there it is. I guess it do show the whole thing. So if you haven't seen that movie, man, if you ever get a chance, go watch They Live. They said it's a documentary or a biography or whatever. And if you've been following my work, man, you've been messing with me, I've showed you how that is 100% true. Ain't nothing in that movies thus far that has not rang true. I'm talking about from the drones that they got up. I'm talking about how they've been eliminating the middle class. Okay, how you seen more people was homeless and all this stuff. I'm talking about from the beings that was in there and how they was pretty much on the money and they was passing out money if you sold out to the human race. So if you was like somebody that knew they was here and you would help them, you would get paid for that. You know, from the signal being sent out. Now that's another piece. The signal being sent out that helped them to be cloaked so that they couldn't be seen. There was a signal being sent out in this movie, guys. There was a signal being sent out. I showed you a video where you also seen them hiding cloaking devices on their person to where they was able to hide. I showed you video where their faces was doing different things where you could see the digital imagery starting to fail them. I showed you all of this stuff. It ain't no different from the movie. No different. I showed you how the girl, she sold out at the end. The same thing that we deal with now. You got these actors, these actresses and music artists and stuff sold out. Y'all remember the black dude in the movie? The black dude in the movie and how he was trying to fight Roddy Piper because he didn't want to wake up. Remember what y'all dealt with? Trying to help people wake up and they try to basically fight you and claim that you was crazy and all this. It's the same thing, man. It's really what we live. They live is what we live. It's a real thing, man. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. But like I said, the Theodosia was really talking about how the solar eclipse was going to come in and it was supposed to have a positive effect, but it was something that the evil elites did not want. They did not want it to occur. They were worried about it. They said it was going to bring chaos or something because there was going to be so many people that were going to be able to raise their consciousness at this time, okay, and get to that point where they were awakened. Now, I feel like that could be a very strong possibility because of what Alex was already saying before. And then they made this strong push for 2000, Global 2000, Agenda 21, which is basically 2021. They wanted to make sure that they could get as many people as they could to where they could pretty much entrap them, enslave them, that was part of what Phil Snyder said they was going to do. They was going to enslave people, but they also wanted to knock off a good portion of the population. Because by then, if everybody lifts their consciousness, guess what? They got a real problem on their hands. you got a real problem in your hands, because as the earth shifts into fourth and fifth density, these beings that's here are not going to be able to hide as much. And if you notice, over the last couple of months or year or so, people have been reporting and seeing things. Man, I've played video where people were seeing things, like more people are seeing things that they hadn't seen before. Okay, because they're pretty much raising the consciousness of the planet. The earth is shifting. All right, now with everybody starting to shift, now you get to a point where you got more people that's got the vision like Roddy Piper had when he put the glasses on. Now you start being able to see these beings. You start seeing the different stuff that they doing. Like, we're awake, but we also are able to see through some of the deceptions, as far as the literature, as far as the programming, as far as even the stuff that they giving us to eat. You know, the stuff that they giving us to drink, the stuff they put in the air. We see the stuff clear as day. You know, like I told you, I feel like I'll be seeing stuff floating in the air that I never seen, but I never noticed in all my lifetime. I swear to you. Now I see stuff. I'm like, dang, like, what is that? And it's like, it's barely visible, but it's visible to me enough to where I'm like, let me watch out. Like, I see it flying. I'm like, what the heck is that? It's almost like I see certain particles and things, or even the fibers that they putting out, because they're shooting them things out, man, in mass through them strips that they putting in the sky. If y'all didn't know that. All right. And that's why at least once every 2 months I do a body shot detox too, to get that stuff off my skin, because you see, you may not have heard so much about it, but it's a lot of people that run around with Morgellons disease. You may not have heard of it. Some of you have, but that's pretty much an overgrowth of that stuff, of these things that they ran out. You got to get the stuff off your system, off your body. They putting crap out there, man, that's gonna have a negative effect on you, man. Anywho, yeah. So Alice Collier was saying something about we had a certain amount of time to do this. Now, y'all remember, Global 2000, all this stuff has been off by like a year or so. Remember, there was supposed to be the Mayan calendar said 2021, or no, 2012. Something was supposed to happen. Well, let's say they off by 12 years. Or I've heard that it's even flipped to where it's supposed to have been 2024. And it's got mixed up some kind of way. Now, if that's the case, here we are 2024, and all of a sudden we got this solar eclipse coming in. And I'm not saying anything. It may be a thing where this is a gradual shift, man, that starts to take place over time, but it starts with the new energies that's coming into the planet. And if you're in alignment, which hopefully most of you are, you're in alignment, you very well may be able to benefit from these energies that may be coming through. Yeah, MJ, I do remember that movie, Daryl. That was a boy that was like, he wasn't a real boy. He was a machine or whatever. Yeah. So they had the fake boy. What about it though? Master Global 2000 was revealing. I have to see. Yeah, Global 2000 and Agenda 21. Okay, so that you add that up, you got 2021. 2021 is essentially, and I played that in my videos, essentially where they had really started giving out the DEPOP. All right. Yeah, they started giving that out about that time. So everything, guys, it hasn't happened. And people look for timelines and things for verification or validation of certain events that are to come. But sometimes, man, the stuff be off. It might be off by a year or two. I told y'all, man, that everything that was supposed to happen as far as the DPOP, that was supposed to start like in 2016 is where they really wanted to run that program. Everything was in place. If you've been following me, I showed y'all that. I showed you how Hillary was supposed to be the president. She was supposed to be the president. Okay. And that's why I told y'all, I don't believe that Trump was supposed to be the president in 2016. They already had that thing locked down. Why do you think about this, guys? Do you honestly think they planned for Trump to go in office so they could attack him the way they did? Why would they even put him in there if they was planning to just attack him like that? Why not just keep the stuff flowing smoothly the way they've been doing it, had their people in place, run their little DPOP program, and just be good? Why didn't they do that? You don't have to put Trump in to disrupt everything and then just talk about and badmouth him for the next 10 years. It makes no sense. Look at how they constantly attacking this man, trying to destroy him, man. The only person I know taking heat like that is P. Diddy right now. But they've been trying to attack him. I told y'all, man, and you have to understand this. Trump is you look at the connection between him and his uncle. Is it George Trump? I want to say it's George Trump. He was tied directly to Tesla. Okay, he was tied directly to him. They were working on a time machine back then. People don't understand that. Alice Collier was talking about that, how they traded technology so that they traded human beings so they could get the technology to even work this time machine and stuff. And then I showed you the video with Al Billick, where Al Billick was showing you that they had got the information from these certain beings that gave them the knowledge in order to know the timelines that they could go and shift between timelines. They couldn't do that if they didn't have this information from these particular beings that Tesla was talking to. All right. So you have to understand. So if Trump was if he was involved with that, and his uncle, how you think Trump became the richest man in the world? I'm telling you what he did, man. One of the richest people in the world, because he had information and knowledge from being part of that time traveling and stuff. He had that information. Tesla had that information. All right. So they was able to use that to put him back in a position where he could come back and affect things that's going on today. All right. It's a box that they use too, man. I can't remember the name of it, but it helps them to kind of depict what's going to happen in the future. But it also gives these beings the ability to cause rifts in the time, the time warp or whatnot, which is what causes this Mandela effect. Some of you've heard of the Mandela effect, you know, where you could have sworn something was a certain way, but it's different now. You like, I know I used to read that, and it used to say Looney Tunes, and now it's saying it said Looney Tunes with LOO. Now it's saying Looney Tunes with LUN. Like, it's stuff like that. Oscar Mayer, something was with them that changed. Like the Mandela effect. You might have done something. I know it's stuff that you might have thought, like, I know I did this back then, or I wrote this down, and all of a sudden it's not there. It's not where it used to be. In your mind, you like, I swear I did this. Talking about the Mandela effect. But beside the point, what I was saying is that Trump, I don't believe, I tell y'all this all the time, I don't believe he was ever supposed to be in the White House. And that's why they went so ham on him trying to get him out of there. They tried all these impeachments and different things. But I do believe he's got help. He's got other beings that have been working with him. I showed y'all one of them on a video where you saw Trump walking and you saw the being behind him. You was like, man, I know that being is not human. I knew it when I seen it. That dude is not human. But like I was explaining, those beings that we know as Dracos, I showed you how many, all of them on the news. I showed you all these videos and pictures and stuff, man. If you ain't know they on the news and they run the media by now, you completely lost. And you probably need to go to another channel because this ain't where you need to be. But I've showed you them in great detail and great depth. Okay. Why does it not occur to you, if you're looking at them, you know, you identified them as part of Satan's clan? We already know that. So if Satan's clan is attacking this man like endlessly, they have put out an all-out war assault on this man's character, on his image, and everything. Why would they do that? Right? Why would they do that if everything been flowing smoothly all this time? It don't make no sense. Why even let him get into the office if you finna do smear campaigns the whole time? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So understand this, man. And I showed you too, like how there was 2 and 3 Trumps. I told y'all that, man. Some of y'all don't believe. You believe some of the stuff I tell you, but some of the stuff you like, I don't know, Ned. That's just sounds crazy. We in a crazy world. I don't know if y'all figured that out yet either. But we are in a very crazy world. Everything is not as it seems. It is not. It is not. There is a good Trump. There is a bad Trump. Understand that. I've showed you the different variations. I showed you one that was strongly pushing people to take the walk. I showed you that one. He was adamant about it. Then I showed you the one was like, hey, y'all need to try this. What we got? We got the MMS on the detox shop, right? He was pushing IV, right? People was like, what can we do? He told you take IV. What do they find? The IV is actually working and helping people in a lot of ways, right? He told you about that. He talked about the UV rays, right? He talked about getting sunlight. This was two different guys, man. Like it was the ties. Like you could tell by the tie. It was a blue tie and it was red tie. I try to tell y'all this, man. But some of this stuff's still far-fetched because you're still locked in on some of the laws and things and the principles of this realm. And you haven't quite stepped all the way outside the box to really, really understand what's going on here. This is not what you think it is, man. I told y'all, yes, there's 2 or 3 Trumps. They use one for bad, and there's one that's actually being used for good. Okay, but Trump is not from this. The Trump that they're used that has been actually doing the good, he's not from here. Understand that. Okay, he's been used for good. He tried to warn people. He tried to tell you. He's told you everything. We got 2 of the products or 2. We got one of the products that he recommended on the site. Then we got the other one. We got the digital download where you can actually go get the stuff that you need in order to rid yourself of the stuff that they was trying to inject and infect everybody with. So this is the protocols we using today that actually works. And this pushed you away from, think about it. He pushed you away from trying to take the walk. Why would you be double talking? You got one, and people have accused him of that. I don't know if y'all know that, but they always accuse Trump of double talking. Have you ever heard that? Man, he double talk. He's saying this and saying that. He's saying this, but he's saying that because it's 2 different ones. That's why. Remember Dick Gregory said that, man? He said it. He was talking. Ben Carson was talking to the reporter, and they was talking about how Trump had called him a pedophile. Called him a pedophile one day, and then the next day he joined Trump on the campaign to try to help him. They was like, "Why did you join Trump after he just called you a pedophile?" He was like, "That was the bad one. I'm with the good Trump. I'm with the good Trump." You see, so he joined a different Trump, but one of them did attack him and say bad things. So I say double talk. One of the Trumps was like, "Hey, y'all need to get up here, take it. It's great. Don't say that. Just take it. Just shut up and take it." Then the other one was like, I don't think we need to take it. I think we got other therapies that we're working on. We got, we got the UV, we got the IV, we got the what do you say, the chlorine. He didn't, and then what the media do? They attacked him and said, "Oh, he's trying to tell people to kill themselves. Oh, he's telling people to use bleach." They went after him. They tried to destroy his image, destroy his character, try to get him impeached. I told y'all, man, because they couldn't control him. Because he already had the image with the people to where they knew like he was acceptable and the good guys can use one for good. So they couldn't get they whole story straight. They couldn't use him for just bad because he can show up and be the good one. He can tell you the good stuff. So, and I know it's like so many people, they so caught up in the physical appearance. Just like Max Spears was saying how these beings were trying to take over, but they had to use, appearance of a regular human being because we wouldn't accept it because we think that we're the top of the food chain. We think that we're the top of the food chain. We haven't accepted that there's others that are more powerful than us or those that have a little more knowledge or information or more advanced in technology. We haven't accepted that. It's like people like, there's no cloning. There ain't nobody doing no cloning. Ain't no cloning going on. Yeah, because in your world, we haven't reached that level of technology yet. Like people like, we don't have any robots and nothing like that. You got freaking robots mopping the floor at Walmart. You got freaking robots calling you on the phone, having real conversations, which you don't even know it. You got robots freaking flying airplanes and stuff, but we don't have the technology yet for this other stuff, right? You just don't have the technology. They're not handing out no iPhone with that kind of technology, okay? You're not going to get that kind of technology. But the point of the matter is that, yes, they attacked Trump because he wasn't ever supposed to be there. I told you that Obama had ordered the guillotines. I showed documentation on that long time ago. I showed documentation on that. I showed you how Hillary was putting things in position to have the United Nations, and they still try to throw her as the ambassador of the United Nations. She was still trying to do that. Now, what is the United Nations doing? They trying to put people in position so once they carry out these plans or whatnot, now you got enemies on U.S. soil that can start rounding up people, throwing them in camps and stuff. Y'all know the FEMA camps been out for a long time, right? Why was the FEMA camps put together? Then I showed you the FEMA coffins. They had them coffins up in Atlanta. They had them coffins in Atlanta, man. I want to say this was dang, I can't remember, but the dude said if you remember, and I don't know if I want to play it or not, but if you remember those FEMA coffins that they had, they was able to stack them or put like 2 and 3 bodies in each coffin. People are like, well, why did they have them coffins? And remember, the dude, man, I'm about to play it. I want to play it because people need to know. I can only talk so much, man. Some stuff I just got to show y'all. I played these videos before, but sometimes when we like, this is why I go back with y'all so that y'all can keep up with me. I go back and I get the information from the past, and it kind of puts things in perspective. People are like, oh, I see, because you got to hear the dates, you got to hear the timelines, you got to hear who's connected to who did what, and then it starts to make sense why stuff is the way it is. Hold on, let me pull it up for y'all. Let me see, because they've been scrubbing the internet of this. Okay, yeah, I see it. Hold on. This is it right here. I think this is it. I'm going to play it real quick. Hold on, let me check. So I think we're gonna play the whole video, guys, so y'all can see it, because I think it's important, man, that y'all know what the plan was. Now, this was supposed to be for 2000, like we talking about 2029, 2030 was the planned decimation of the population, right? So y'all see they gave out something that's causing people to have problems 5, 6, 7 years later, you know, and it's probably gonna lead all the way up to that point. They already had the coffins prepared. I just showed y'all how they really messed up more of the population than what they led y'all to believe, because they hid 780,000 of the injuries that occurred in the first couple of weeks or months. Okay, and that ain't even talking about the explosion in cancer and stuff either. And then we always have to remember that you have to multiply that times 99, because only 1% of VAERS reports only 1% of the real reports of injuries ever get reported to VAERS. 1%. And that brings us up to 77 million that were affected by taking the whatchamacallit. That doesn't include cancer. That does not include the SADs. All right. That doesn't include none of that stuff. So we talking about 77 million. We already at dang near 30, what is that, 30% of the population already? Just right there of the United States. Now you talking about worldwide, you talking about a whole lot more. But let's go ahead and look at this, because I think this is significant in the big scheme of things. Hold up. We're gonna play it. It's a grainy video kind of too, but we're gonna play it. You have to ask yourself, man, what are all those coffins for? Some people ain't never seen this before, but it's significant because you have to listen to who was behind the manufacturing and the storing of these, and look at the dates that they give. I hope it's on here. If it's not, I'm gonna have to get it for y'all. But you have to understand the dates and who was behind it. Then it'll start to make sense. Well, why would they be preparing for this? Hold up, guys. We're gonna have to pause because this ain't actually the one. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Hold on, guys. That is not the one y'all need to see. Here it is, man. Wait, this is supposed to be it. It's on there. Hold on. Okay, I think this is it right here. Hold on. Dang.
And
okay, yeah, this is it right here.
He said it project.
I guess the mid-1980s. And he told me something very interesting that he found back in the fall of 2000 while he was on a business trip. Listen to this, folks.
I was pulled to the side road, which was a new cut gravel dirt road in front of a business, or builder supply business, actually top-notch builder supply in Madison, Georgia. To my right, this was previously was a soybean field, and this little new cut road divided this field, and the right side of the road was filled with which I thought was portable toilets. I never looked at them that close. Same in color, maybe black, but which was an odd color. And I was sitting there going over my notes, and a van pulled alongside of me. It turned out to be the property owner. And he greeted me, and he was by himself. And so we had a good little dialogue there. And I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that. And his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100 at that time. He said there was 125,000 there. They were stacked. He told me 15 high. I asked him who owned them, and he stated that the CDC owned them, and that they were leasing his land for storage. And he said his brother worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation.
So in January of this year, 2005, we decided to drive to beautiful Madison, Georgia, and take a look for ourselves. It was on a Sunday and no one was around, with the exception of this one pickup truck that was coming out the narrow road that we were going in on next to this field. We flagged down the pickup truck, and it was providential that the driver of this pickup truck turned out to be the son of the man that owned this field. So naturally, we started asking him questions. And he told us that Not long ago, there had been as many as 500,000 of these grave liners or disposable coffins. We asked him for permission if we could look around, and he said yes. So we did.
We're just getting an idea for the size of these boxes. What could these boxes be used for? Well, they're called casket liners. And that's an interesting term, isn't it? It's a casket liner. When I first heard the term casket liner, I thought perhaps a lighting for a casket. But this is too big to be on the inside of the casket. So certainly this could be used as a casket. This is an inexpensive casket. And you can see the size here. There's lots of room. I think my friends here, we could all probably get inside. It might be a little cozy, but we'd fit just fine. Which tells me that these liners can be used for more than just one. And one more time, what kind of liners are these?
Casket liners.
These are casket liners.
That's what the man said.
That's what the man told us. And we're told that there were about 500,000 out here.
Later, as I went back to my home office, I spoke of it there, and of course, people usually don't want to hear too much about this kind of thing. So it's never been mentioned, publicly, except just here and there, because most, like I said, the reaction I got, people didn't want to know about it, the few people that I spoke to, and so I just dropped it. And till I went to a luncheon, a fundraiser for Representative Saxby Chambliss. He was running for his second term for the U.S. House of Representatives. And it was a crowd, probably 100, maybe 150. It was congressmen, senators, state senators, and mayors. There was one table, we probably had 2 3-star generals and a couple of 1-star with their spouses. So it was a real high-powered meeting. But the keynote speaker was a congressman, and I don't remember his name. He'd just been in the House for a long time, and he was the chairman of the Armed Services Committee. And so he just spoke in behalf of Representative Chambliss and the importance of having him on board to be reelected due to our threats. But it had to do with the nuclear devices that was missing from the old Soviet Union, and it had gotten into terrorist hands. And it was, the emphasis was on the critical state that we face in this country. And he said we could lose tens of millions of people in the next decade, and he used those terms, due to a nuclear strike on U.S. soil. And I was sitting there, and it became very clear to me that that could very well explain why just weeks, I mean, it could be 2 to 3 weeks prior to that meeting, that I had stumbled upon these, at that time, 125,000 disposable liners or caskets or
Liners can be used for more.
500,000 next to this field.
and he greeted me, and he was by himself, and so.
Hey, listen to this part one more time, guys, when we talk about it.
I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that, and his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia, that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100 at that time. He said there was 125,000 there. They were stacked He told me 15 high. I asked him who owned them, and he stated that the CDC owned them and that they were leasing his land for storage. And he said his brother.
He said that the CDC owned them, the Centers for Disease Distribution. That's what they really are. But he said they owned them. Now, y'all remember I showed y'all the piece on Timothy Jarrell Cunningham. You remember he was a chief commander at the CDC, and then he tried to expose what they was cooking up over there that was going to mess some folks up, and then he ended up dead, floating in the river. Let's continue to listen. But I told y'all the timeline. They had these coffins a long time ago. They was already prepping. Now check it out though.
Worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had
CDC in Atlanta, right? Why we keep on hearing about the CDC in Atlanta? Timothy Jarrell Cunningham, CDC in Atlanta. Like his brother very well could have blew the whistle on this stuff too. He basically did by telling us this. Like the CDC in Atlanta owned all these coffins. Like why y'all ain't get these coffins? How do y'all know that there's going to be a nuclear? Like just like remember when Fauci and Obama and somebody else, they were saying we're likely will have a pandemic in the next 5 years. You remember they were saying that? How do they know? How do you just know? And then you come in with this crap. You come in with this crap now. The CDC knows that they're going to have some kind of explosion of deaths. They're going to look at all these coffins, man. It looked like they're expecting a tsunami of deaths. Do you feel what I'm saying? But it's funny how Timothy Jarrell Cunningham kind of blew the whistle on y'all. Look like y'all was kind of putting together a tsunami of potential deaths. Y'all feel me? But I told y'all this stuff was supposed to take place starting in 2016. It's a lot of information, a lot of documents, man. Hold on. So it's a lot of information, a lot of documents, man, that I have provided that showed you guys this stuff over the course of the last 4 years. Okay, but I wanted to point that out because the connections that are the significance of each one of these instances that have occurred up until now, and then we seeing how they fooled and lied and hid information. I showed you the Jesse Ventura video where Jesse Ventura had the Dr. Lima Rainbow on there, and she was talking about how they was about to force everybody to take this stuff so they can knock a bunch of people off. Remember? So let me finish playing this. I wanted y'all to hear who they said was over it. Then I want you to hear the time that they wanted to extend it out to, because in case you missed that.
been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation. Worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation.
He said they wanted to do an extension. Did you hear him? Let me see something, man. Oh, let me keep on going here. Boom. Here goes NWO. Okay. So I wanted to play that, man, because it was significant. At the time, they were talking about they wanted to extend it out another 3 years. So they are buying time in order to have the event take place so that they can have those things. They was putting up the temporary morgues and stuff. What are the different the coroners, not the coroners, but the morticians across the country, what have they been saying lately about the accumulation of bodies that they've been having in the funeral homes? Have y'all tripped off that? How they was like, hey, we got people not even coming here to claim these bodies. We got bodies piling up. Do y'all remember that? I just played a video on that to where they like people not even claiming their loved ones because the deaths has happened too fast. It was unexpected deaths to where people are not prepared to deal with it. I would play that again, man, so people could see. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Then I might go and let it ride real quick. Let me see if I can find it, because y'all know I be digging through my files, man. I done wasted about 5 computers on y'all, man. I done wasted about 5 computers. So let me see. I might be able to find it real quick because I remember it was one of the first ones. Yep, here it is right here. Hold on, let's play it.
Death on a deadline. Mortuary.
Let's play this again so y'all can see. No cap, right? No cap.
Death on a deadline. Mortuaries across the state are running out of room. A proposed state law could cut the time an unclaimed body must be stored. King 5's Maddie White joining us live from the newsroom to explain.
A morbid topic, but it's the reality, Greg. Washington law now requires funeral homes to keep unclaimed bodies in coolers for at least 90 days. But a push to reduce that time significantly got unanimous support today from House lawmakers and is now heading to the Senate.
Why y'all need to push the days? Why y'all got to change the timeline for how long bodies is stored now? Why is this all of a sudden a problem? Why is it a problem? Pay attention, man.
There are times when, with tears in their eyes, people look at us and say, I wish I could do this. I just simply can't.
Even at its cheapest,
Well, we offer 13 different ways to pay.
death is expensive.
It can be as little as $500, $700, $800. Can be as much as $3,000.
And that's just to cremate a relative. But Corey Gaffney says more now than ever before.
Everyone's dollars aren't going as far as they used to. Whether it's gasoline or inflation or what have you.
Families are choosing not to claim their loved one.
Families look at us and say, Maddie, I can't afford this, and we go, okay, well, let us see what we can do in terms of helping you make different decisions. And some families, unfortunately, say, no, you don't understand. I can't afford any of it.
So they go unclaimed. It's leading to a lack of cooler space.
And you call that business and they say, sorry, we can't help you, we're full.
Then there's the fentanyl crisis.
I can't sit here and say a lot more people are dying.
But Gaffney does say he's seeing more families who didn't expect to need his services.
There are a lot of young people who are passing away, whether it be through.
You hear that? A lot of more young people are passing away. Y'all remember, I just played, guys. I just did a video on that. It's been about a year now. I did the video where they were saying that there's been a 40% increase in deaths or claims in the insurance. 40% increase in claims for health insurance deaths. Okay, this is they said that 10% would be astronomical. They said 40% is insane. So, and this is the news. They kind of putting a spin on it to try to cover it up and everything. That's what they do. And that was the piece I was playing the other day. I think it was yesterday where the doctor was saying that they're going to do everything they can to hide this information from people so people won't trip out the fact that people is dying in mass right now. Let me finish playing.
Fentanyl or other substance overdoses.
As of 2 years ago, accidental overdose became the #1 cause of death for young Washingtonians, sending a shock through families and their pocketbooks. So he hopes Senate lawmakers help ease up their cooler space.
This legislation and what it will do for funeral service as a whole, it will just help us to be more efficient.
Now, one lawmaker brought up a concern about murder victims and whether cutting that time period down to 30 or 45 days might tamper with evidence. Well, 2 funeral directors I spoke to told me the homes don't even get the bodies until the coroner's autopsy and investigation is complete and finished. I'm Maddie White, King 5 News.
Yeah, so there's that, guys. This is becoming a real problem, and look how far we are removed from the actual time that the pandemic is set. Why didn't we have this problem while the pandemic? Remember they was talking about hospitals are full of the dead. It's dead people all in the hospital. Oh my God. Remember they was doing that? Why wasn't y'all having this problem then? They gave you the impression, but now you didn't have no 40% increase in insurance claims. You didn't have that stuff going on during that time. Think about the stuff that's going on now that gives you a different picture of what's really happening. So I believe, guys, and I told you those coffins and things, man, I said it, I did videos on that before. They had planned this all out since way back then, because I showed you video back then where they was working on the actual virus that they was gonna use. They was working on that. Okay, they was working on that. I showed you how Kobe got his deal and stuff back around that time. He got his deal around the time that they spun this stuff into action. And y'all heard about how it's the snake poison peptides and stuff that they released also in the water and things. So if you start doing the timelines and paying attention, man, to what was done when and who by who, you start getting a picture. CDC already knew. You don't spend all that money on something, man, unless you got a good feeling it's gonna happen, right? I don't think they had that many coffins ready for the people that was coming back from the Vietnam War in caskets. You see what I mean? But y'all got it ready for American citizens on USO, but y'all ain't told us to be prepared for that. Y'all just got that stuff secretly behind our back waiting. So yeah, we expecting something bad to happen, man. We're gonna lose a lot of people, but y'all don't need to know about that. We ain't gonna tell you about that. But y'all keep on taking this flu shot. Y'all keep on taking that until y'all basically get exposed to or the information comes out like it did, and then y'all try to hide it. So anywho, guys, that was something I thought was significant. I told y'all I think that they wanted to make sure that they got a lot of people enslaved, not just enslaved. They want to knock a lot of people off by a certain period of time because they already knew that the consciousness of the planet was going to be rising. People were going to be shifting to that. The Earth was going to be shifting into fourth and fifth density, but also us as people, us as spiritual beings, we're going to be shifting our consciousness. Remember what dude was saying in They Live. He was like, they are trying to annihilate your consciousness. You remember that? I'm gonna play it again. Y'all know I'm notorious for playing shit again. I'll play shit over and over and over until it's registered in your brain that that's what's going on. I'm gonna play it again. Hold on, let me pull it up. Now y'all like, Ned, you doing too much. No, y'all just chill out now. Chill out. Let me do what I'm doing. Y'all all right? Ain't nobody messing with y'all for real. Ain't nobody hurting y'all. Hold up, let me get it right quick. Convert it. Nope, that ain't it. Man, MP. Here we go. Play this piece again so y'all can hear him. I got two. I did the Kenneth Copeland one. I love this one, right?
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law.
Understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness.
Speared to death and blood.
An order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us innate.
So I wanted to play that for you guys. Some of y'all might not understand it, but I think it's important so you understand. I told you, he said the New World Order. Okay, right? What Phil Snyder said, the New World Order and the alien agenda. Some of us still arguing about whether it's demon or alien. At the end of the day, they are Draconians. They are Draculas from your movie. Same thing. They wrote their stuff right into the movies the way they wanted to. So anyway, like I said, they have been a peasant here. They have been not a peasant, but a pest here. Okay, they're like a pestilence. They come in, they mess up different civilizations or whatnot. They've been warned with the Palladians, the Andromedans. They have come here. They were saying, oh, we hope it don't reach the Earth's surface. They reached the Earth's surface, right? But they are holding back the consciousness of humanity by the stuff that they've incorporated through the programming, through the medicines. Not just that, through the different people they using, the artists and stuff like that, the music and things, they're doing that and they're holding back the consciousness. Okay, so we understand that what Alice Collier was saying is that there were beings that were trying to help us. Well, what would these beings be considered that were trying to help us? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, if somebody is trying to help us, all right, everybody wants to say, well, you know, we looking at this from a God and devil's perspective. Okay, regardless. So if we're looking at it from God's perspective, if God wanted to help us, would he not send his angels or something to help us? What would he do? Okay, let's take God out of it. Who are these beings that's supposed to be trying to help us? Some people gonna say they demons too. Everybody is demons. We're just dealing with demons. We just gotta wait on Jesus. Like, man, some of y'all gotta get out your own way, man. Even if it, let's say we all waiting on Jesus, does that mean that we're not gonna go through trials and tribulations? Does that mean that there's no other race or no other species or anything that exists? Is that what that means? Because we have to only wait on Jesus? Like, y'all have to look at it from that perspective. Like, even if Jesus was coming back, or if he is coming back, that doesn't mean that he's coming back right now. That doesn't mean that all the stuff that this devil is doing to us right now that we're not gonna deal with either. You see what I'm saying? Like, we still gotta deal with what we dealing with. All right, but what is raising our consciousness? What does that look like? And is Jesus coming back in physical, or is he coming back in spiritual form? You have to think about that. Are they worried about Jesus coming back in spiritual form? Is spiritual form the consciousness? Is it Christ consciousness that's coming back for those that are able to receive it? Okay, are they worried about that? You getting the spiritual power that you was meant to have? All right, is that the chaos that they worried about? Because once you get Christ consciousness, then you back at a point where you're gonna see things on a whole nother level. Okay, and then you really able to battle these beings, and then that would actually be that Jesus is helping you in a sense, if that's how you want to look at it. But bringing that consciousness back to the planet, bringing that energy back at the same token would have a direct effect on these beings, right? And then it would push them out of this planet, out of this atmosphere, because now the whole consciousness of humanity would be vibrating at such a high rate, we would be able to hit certain frequencies that we're not able to hit right now, if that makes sense. Okay. Now this whole eclipse thing, it may have something to do with it. We understand that they were working on a timeline, and these beings that were saying they want to help us, they were working on a timeline. They understood that we had a certain amount of time that we need to do this. These evil beings that's been here, they've been trying to make sure that we can't leave her, making sure that we are vibrating low. Put all that stuff together, man. Put all that stuff together. Anyway, we've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes, and I haven't played anything else that was pertaining to this solar eclipse stuff, but I wanted to go into some of that because we haven't really delved into it, but we need to look at it from some other angles. All right, but this may shed some more light on some stuff as well. So we're gonna play that too. So check it out. Interesting. It's interesting take. Well, let's go ahead and play.
Revs up for dark matter showdown during solar eclipse 2024. Are we in the last days or what? CERN has decided to restart the world's most powerful particle collider on April 8th. They aim to unlock secrets of dark matter during total solar eclipse. The CERN machine recreates Big Bang conditions by smashing protons at near light speed. They're going to conduct experiments aimed at deciphering the enigma of dark matter. Whatever the intentions of these people are, one has to assume that they are not good or that they benefit humanity. Let's just have a look at CERN's demonic opening ceremony. These are some bizarre experiments happening in Switzerland. I mean, like, what the heck was that we just saw? I mean, this is science? Is this anything scientific about this? I mean, Was that Baphomet we saw prancing around? I mean, come on. Some bizarre experiments indeed happening in Switzerland. Honestly, they shouldn't be ignored. Between the new Gotthard Tunnel and the CERN Particle Accelerator in Geneva, the fact that they feel the need to open these experimental facilities with these satanic opening ceremonies lets you know exactly who they serve. Some would argue that the Gotthard Tunnel opening ceremony was even more demonic than CERN's. Watch this and decide to respond. This is actual footage, by the way. I don't know about y'all, but I've really seen people that have our best interests in mind when nothing's strange would impact the globe. And then to top off this bizarre chain of events, we have NASA. But just look at that, another bull like Baphomet character in there. I mean, again, these people are supposed to be like scientists, scientific, and then we're the ones mocked when we call them out for how bizarre it is and how demonic it looks. And then, like I said, to top it off, these bizarre chain of events, NASA's decided that they're going to shoot rockets into the eclipse's shadow in order to study the atmosphere. My goodness. In other news,
and the counties across America. First of all, they strike me as very odd, right? They say, you might run out of food. You might run out of water. First responders might not be able to respond to you. Hospitals might be full. And then they say, well, and the cell towers might all go down. The grid might go down. You know, it's like dogs and cats living together. It's horrible. Yeah. And I don't know where they're getting all that because it's just the shadow of the moon. Okay, it's the shadow of the moon sweeping across North America. It's happened thousands of times. It shouldn't be the end of the world. But again, the globalists apply some significance to these events that maybe you and I do not apply to them. So they are invoking mysterious powers, mysterious agendas. One of them is the fact that NASA is launching 3 rockets into the shadow of the moon. And I know you can find that. It's on nasa.gov. There's actually a press release where NASA is launching its 3 rockets. This is from, I believe, a NASA scientist and professor from the University of Florida, I believe. I forgot his name, but he's in charge of a team that's launching these 3 rockets. And they're being launched in order to study the disturbances of the ionosphere. That's interesting. So why is the ionosphere being disturbed? Yeah, there it is. NASA to launch sounding rockets into moon's shadow during solar eclipse. Well, that's interesting. So as you know, HAARP and other weapon systems and also geoengineering and weather control, as described by Dane Wigington from Geoengineering Watch, they focus on using alterations in the ionosphere in order to drive weather patterns that are a weapon system against food production. So as Owen said earlier, you know, they're using virology and they're using bird flu tests, positive tests to kill millions of birds. Well, guess what? They're also using alterations of the ionosphere in order to drive weather patterns, in order to cause floods and droughts and unseasonal freezes and things that disrupt and destroy the food supply. Okay, yeah, there's an animation actually of how the ionosphere is altered. I think that's an animation from NASA. I've seen that one before. So that's being studied. Now, do you think that NASA is studying this for the benefit of humankind? No, they're studying it in order to build better weapons, in order to destroy more food crops, you know, in order to kill more humans, because that's their agenda. So that's point number 1, okay? Weather control, weather weapons, it's all real. There are over 100 patents in the US Patent Office on weather control technology. And even though for years the corporate media said, oh, it's all a conspiracy theory, there's no such thing as weather control, now they just admit it right out in the open, and high-level government officials talk about stratospheric aerosol injection, which is the blocking of the sun, right? In fact, I would imagine Bill Gates must be really happy about the solar eclipse. He's like, for 3 minutes, we blocked the sun, you know, it's awesome. Maybe, you know, if we could do that all the time, we could kill even more billions of people. So that's probably why they worship the eclipse, because, you know, the sun is the symbol of light and life and the symbol of God and creation, by the way. It's the opposite of darkness, right? So that's why globalists hate the sun, and that's why they worship the eclipse. And by the way, bring up a photo of the World Economic Forum logo. The WEF logo is a picture of a solar eclipse. It's the darkness of the moon overshadowing the light of the sun of God, in essence, metaphorically speaking, the sun of warmth and love and life. So again, this is why globalists worship it. Now, in order to truly understand all of the demonic forces that are at play here, you also need to understand that CERN, the super collider, the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, is also, of course, reigniting its proton collision experiments during the eclipse. During the eclipse, it's been off for 2 years, but there it is, the World Economic Forum logo, that is a solar eclipse. Do you see it? It's right there. It's been part of their logo the whole time. But back to CERN, they're launching their experiments. It's been offline for 2 years. Now they're bringing it back online during the eclipse. And what are they looking for? They're looking for the God particles that are the source of all power in the universe. That doesn't sound nefarious or anything, does it? Especially when you have the Shiva statue outside in front of CERN, and Shiva, the goddess of destruction and death. And you know, you've seen videos of all the weird little dance rituals they're performing. There's the statue that's in front of CERN. And there's actually another video out there of them performing these weird rituals. Greg Reese did a really great video the other day that showed that as well. We may play a clip from that video in any case. But so CERN is firing this up during the eclipse. Like, what a strange coincidence. Why are they doing that? Well, guess what? CERN has traded scientists with the Vatican. And this is easy for any of you to find if you search for Vatican scientists, quantum gravity, and CERN, okay? You're gonna find press releases and announcements from years past where the Vatican scientists that were, again, specialists in quantum gravity, what is that, multi-dimensional gravitational effects, were swapped out with CERN, and so they were working together. And remember that the Vatican has this telescope called Lucifer, right? And CERN has the Shiva, goddess of death. There's the headline: Vatican, world's largest particle physics lab, plan to collaborate. That's the Vatican collaborating with CERN. Okay, why does this matter? Well, the Vatican now, you've probably all seen these pictures of this hall that at the Vatican, there's this giant hall that's built to look like a serpent. It's actually a reptilian hall. And if you guys can show that photo, you can see that it's got fangs in front. It's got the serpent eyes on the side. It's got the reptilian texture of the snake skin all across the ceiling. There it is. That's actually a hall, and the Pope sits there at times. See, it's a giant snake with fangs and everything. Now, this hall has a name. The name is Nervi, N-E-R-V-I. Nervi is the name of the hall. There's a photo of the Pope in front of the resurrection statue that we're going to talk about here in a second, and that has also been displayed in Nervi Hall. Now, why does Nervi Hall matter? What's Nervi? What's the nerve got to do with this? Well, now, Dr. Brian Ardis has spoken about this in great detail, the venom peptides that are used in modern medicine. There's builds a hall that's shaped like a serpent that's called Nervi. The serpent venom is attacking the nervous system in our modern medical system, which is a death care system designed to achieve human depopulation with the mass poisoning of people and hospital homicide during COVID. Okay, so the hospital protocols were designed to achieve maximum death, and the hospitals were financially rewarded with, in some cases, up to $500,000 for every COVID death that they could induce. So somebody comes in, oh, I got a sniffle. No, you have COVID, and then slap them on a respirator, kill them, put them on these drugs at first, and then kill them, and then, hey, COVID death, $500,000. We're cashing in. The hospital's making money, and depopulation is accelerating. And then they can add +1 to the COVID deaths that the mainstream media uses to scare you to death, to convince you to come in and take a vaccine. And according to Dr. Brian Ardis, then the vaccines are also based on venom peptides. That's right. And with the mRNA technology, that is transhumanism, that is the opposite of God's creation of your body. The transhumanism vaccines then turn your body's cells into generators, producers of venom peptides, or venom-related peptides, we should say, that have venom-like properties in your body, which includes blood coagulation, blood clots, folks. And then you shed the venom peptide-created molecules like a snake shedding its skin. You shed it, and you shed it onto other people, and you make them sick too. So the reason I say all this, folks, is it's all related. The solar eclipse, the Vatican, CERN, venom peptides in modern medicine, the depopulation agenda. Everything that I've told you is backed up by published articles, published research. Dr. Artis himself has hundreds of citations. I've interviewed him many times on this. And by the way, the world owes him an apology because they mocked him when he said, there's venom peptides in the drugs. They said, what do you mean? Someone's out milking snakes? No, they license the peptides and then they synthesize them, but they're based on reptiles. So there is a reptilian injection into human beings. This is not an exaggeration. It's not even hyperbole. There are reptilian venom peptides injected into human beings to kill them, to destroy their nervous system, while the globalists are launching rockets at the shadow of the moon and using super colliders to try to discover the source of all dark matter power that makes up the cosmos, okay? Now, with that as the backdrop, do you still think next Monday is going to be totally normal? I don't know.
Very deep piece. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think about that was Dr. Mike Adams, man, scientist, researcher, man. Good guy. I've been following Dr. Adams for a long time, man. He just broke a lot of stuff down, put some stuff in perspective for sure. So I wanted to play his piece, man, so y'all can get his perspective on it, because I think it's very relevant. He knows all about these things as well. So that was something I wanted you guys to certainly see. Now it's another piece I wanted to take a look at here. This is from Greg Reese. We're gonna play this one here too. Let's let y'all hear this. All right.
The solar eclipse on April 8th is becoming a major event. The National Guard is being deployed, and the people are being advised to have 2 weeks of food and to fill their fuel tanks. This could all be explained due to the fact that tens of thousands of visitors are expected along the path of totality. But many people believe that they could be preparing for possible earthquakes due to the Devil Comet aligning with the April 8th eclipse, and due to the fact that in 1811, a comet also appeared in the skies during a solar eclipse on the same path and was followed by the biggest earthquakes in American history. Known as the New Madrid earthquakes, around 10,000 earthquakes occurred in just 3 months' time, the biggest being measured at 8.8 magnitude. They were the most devastating series of earthquakes in recorded history. But it was a different comet, and while some claim that a solar eclipse can trigger earthquakes, this scenario seems unlikely. This eclipse season is, however, a very rare event. The recent eclipses in August of 2017 and October of 2023, along with the upcoming one on April 8th, forms an Aleph and a Tav over the United States. The Aleph and Tav are the first and last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. These eclipses mark the end of the great year, a 26,000-year period that starts anew with the dawning of Aquarius and a new golden age. Manly P. Hall wrote that high-level Masons designed America for a peculiar and particular purpose, a secret destiny to bring about a new Atlantis, or a new world order, wherein a king descended of a divine race will rule over all. In rituals, this king is symbolized as Apollo, Horus, or Nimrod, the father of Freemasonry, and is thought to be a descendant of the biblical Nephilim, or the Sumerian Anunnaki. According to Thomas Horn, this will happen in 2025, which corresponds to several documents published by intelligence agencies, such as Global Governance 2025, Global Trends 2025, and the 2025 Deagle Forecast on World Population. NASA is notorious for performing Masonic rituals based on the Egyptian mystery schools, Apollo being the same character as Horus, Sirius representing Isis, and Atlantis being the new golden age they hope to restore. And during the eclipse on April 8th, NASA will fire 3 rockets named after Apep, the Egyptian serpent god, whose goal was to devour Ra, the sun. And when the sun reemerges after 3 minutes of darkness, it will be likened to the rebirth of Horus, their new king of the Golden Age. CERN, known for practicing occult rituals at a statue of Shiva, the Hindu god who symbolizes death, destruction, and the end of an age, will be firing up their Large Hadron Collider to full power during the solar eclipse. And Israel, who is in the midst of committing genocide, is preparing to sacrifice a red heifer, a ritual sacrifice to prepare them for taking back the Temple Mount.
Red heifers, to be precise. Some Jews and Christians believe they're the key to rebuilding the historic Jewish temple in Jerusalem and to beckoning the Messiah. To understand, you have to go back nearly 2,000 years when the ancient Romans destroyed the last temple in the city. To rebuild it, these believers point to the Bible's book of Numbers. It commands the Israelites to sacrifice a red heifer without defect or blemish, and that has never been under a yoke. Only then can the temple rise again. Those sacred cows were showcased in Washington at a recent prayer gathering. Many evangelicals believe these red heifers will usher Christ's second coming.
We need the Messiah to come, right? So for me, the red heifer is red for the blood of Jesus Christ.
A massive altar already awaits, where the heifers are to be burned. According to some believers, the ceremony needs to be performed right here on the Mount of Olives, looking directly into where the temple once stood. But something else now stands in its place.
Once they forcibly take the Temple Mount away from billions of Muslims worldwide, it will predictably thrust the world into the peak of chaos that these secret societies have been designing for centuries. And their plan is to bring order out of this chaos, with their divine king to rule over the world. But these are just rituals, and fear is an illusion. We can always choose love. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Okay, so that's another take on it, guys. Just to look, we talking about the New World Order. We talking about the eclipse. Okay, solar eclipse. Y'all got to understand, man. Like I tell y'all all the time, man, we are supposed to be just cattle. You got to understand that we're supposed to be cattle. It's certain things we not supposed to know. They want to keep your mind completely in a box. They don't want you knowing anything about some of this stuff. They want you to just focus on the Bible, and that's it. And for a lot of people, that's all they want to do right now, and not look at the whole picture in a whole. And I'm not saying don't, like I said, hey, look at your Bible, but also understand that there are deceptions that have been put in place and been put in place also by these beings that have been here controlling humanity for a long time. All right, and they're concerned about this. They're concerned about this solar eclipse. Now, you saw in that video the guy was saying like, hey, they're expecting for Jesus to come back. Okay, well, I tell you all the time, I don't know what people expect. It's like people expect Jesus to float in on a white magic carpet or something out of the sky and land like at Lenox Mall and start passing out go to heaven free cards. I think that's what people think. It's the conditioning of the mind to be looking for a physical image that's acceptable to them, for them to drop their guards. And that's why you can easily be deceived by the devil. And that's why I told you the Dracos already been planning a second coming. They already been putting that stuff in position. I showed you all the video from Donald Marshall, what he was saying. He dealing with these beings that's doing this stuff. These same beings that fooled Adam and Eve, the same beings that's been controlling humanity, the same beings that have been lying and deceiving people to take the walk, the same beings have been planning a second coming of Christ. Okay, for those that are going to be deceived by it and not realize that Christ is more so coming in the spirit. Okay, and it's going to become in the form of Christ consciousness. But we talking about energies right now coming to the planet and lifting your consciousness. We're talking about raising the consciousness of the planet, but also raising the consciousness of individuals. Okay, and if you understand you're a spiritual being and you understand that God is a spiritual being. Jesus has spiritual power. Understand that. And he doesn't have to come back here in physical form in order to get what he needs to get accomplished. For those that expect that only operate on the physical level and have to see things, like just like they expect to see the mark of the beast on the forehead, you know what I'm saying? Those people need to see something physical in order for them to know that this is the right path. I think this is where some of the deception lies. Okay, but we're going to play this other piece real quick, man. I think we didn't delve into a lot already. But they talking about sacrificing cows, and the red heifer is supposed to be representing of the blood of Jesus. And like, man, come on, just this stuff. Some of this stuff is just ridiculous, man. Some of the stuff that people come up with. But y'all got to do your own discernment. It come down to discernment. But I don't think that people that have their pineal gland calcified, I don't think they have spiritual discernment. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet that that's probably a problem for most people. And most people don't even realize that you done had these beings calcify your pineal gland. They've calcified and destroyed your third eye so that you cannot channel and reach the upper dimensions and reach God like you're supposed to. You have to address that part first. They addressed it first. You see what I mean? They addressed it first, but you're not going to address it? I don't know about that one, guys. I don't know about that one. So I'm going to play this other video for you because I thought it was very interesting as well. So we're going to go on and take a look at it.
April 8th, 2024 marks a pivotal moment in the cosmos, a time when the celestial dance between the sun and the moon orchestrates a total solar eclipse. But this event is more than just a spectacle in the sky. It is a profound catalyst for the evolution of human consciousness. As the moon veils the sun in its entirety, casting a temporary shadow upon the earth, we can expect to witness unprecedented shifts in energy. It's akin to the universe hitting the reset button, initiating a recalibration of our collective consciousness. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there lies an opportunity for profound growth and spiritual awakening. As the earth orbits around the sun and the moon orbits around the earth, there come moments of celestial alignment that captivate our collective imagination. One such phenomenon is the total solar eclipse, a breathtaking event where the moon passes directly between the earth and the sun, casting a shadow upon our planet's surface. On April 8, 2024, we are poised to witness this awe-inspiring spectacle, where the heavens themselves seem to converge upon the earthly realm. Central to our understanding of the total solar eclipse's impact is Earth's magnetic field, a vital shield that envelops our planet in a protective embrace. This magnetic bubble, known as the magnetosphere, serves as our first line of defense against the constant barrage of charged particles emitted by the sun, collectively referred to as the solar wind. This dynamic interplay between Earth and the sun underscores the delicate balance upon which life as we know it depends. The solar wind, composed of free electrons and charged particles, is a powerful force that shapes the dynamics of space weather. Like a cosmic ballet, it surges outward from the sun, carrying with it the potential to disrupt satellite communications, power grids, and even pose risks to astronauts in space. Yet, it is Earth's magnetic field that acts as a steadfast guardian, deflecting the brunt of these energetic particles away from our planet's delicate atmosphere. During a total solar eclipse, the moon intercedes between the Earth and the sun, temporarily blocking the direct emission of solar radiation, including both light and the flow of charged particles. This celestial pas-de-deux creates a moment of stillness amidst the cosmic dance, as the Earth finds itself shrouded in the moon's shadow. It is within this fleeting darkness that the magnetic heartbeat of our planet experiences a profound shift. In the absence of direct solar radiation, the day side of Earth's magnetosphere, typically bombarded by the relentless solar wind, experiences a sudden drop in pressure. This momentary reprieve from the cosmic onslaught creates a unique opportunity for exploration and introspection. Some scientists speculate that this decrease in energy within the magnetosphere could give rise to what are colloquially referred to as Stargate and portal effects. Theories abound regarding the potential spiritual implications of Earth's magnetic field fluctuations during a total solar eclipse. As the taming bars of our magnetic guardian grow thinner, some believe that this cosmic event opens a gateway to higher dimensional realms of consciousness. It is a time of profound spiritual growth and awakening, as we attune ourselves to the subtle energies that permeate the universe. In the days leading up to the total solar eclipse, the celestial energies surge with an intensity that is palpable, coursing through the very fabric of existence, like electric currents charging the atmosphere. These energies, like turbulent waves crashing upon the shore, disrupt the tranquility of our inner seas, stirring up the sediment of our subconscious minds and bringing to the surface the shadows that have long lingered within us. It's a time of reckoning, a moment of profound introspection, where the veil between the conscious and the unconscious is thin, allowing the suppressed aspects of our psyche to rise to the forefront of our awareness. Our deepest fears, insecurities, and unresolved emotions emerge from the depths, demanding to be acknowledged, embraced, and ultimately integrated. In the face of these shadows, there is a temptation to retreat, to shrink away from the discomfort and seek solace in the familiar confines of denial and avoidance. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of discomfort that our greatest opportunities for growth and transformation lie. Rather than cower in the face of our shadows, we must summon the courage to confront them head-on, to shine the light of awareness upon the darkest corners of our being. For within the darkness lies the seed of our liberation, the potential for profound transformation and healing. Embracing our shadows with open arms, we create space for self-compassion and acceptance, recognizing that our imperfections are an integral part of our humanity. It is through this process of acknowledgement and integration that we transcend the limitations of our egoic self and awaken to a deeper, more expansive understanding of who we truly are. As we journey through the labyrinth of our inner landscape, navigating the twists and turns of our subconscious minds, we discover hidden reservoirs of strength, resilience, and wisdom. Each shadow confronted becomes a stepping stone on the path to greater self-awareness and personal growth. In this sacred alchemical process, we transmute the lead of our suffering into the gold of our awakening, embracing our shadows as sacred messengers, guiding us home to the truth of our essence. As the eclipse reaches its peak, a palpable shift occurs in the very fabric of reality, as if time itself stands still, and the universe holds its breath in anticipation of the cosmic spectacle unfolding before our eyes. In this moment of profound stillness, a veil is lifted, granting us access to realms of consciousness that lie beyond the grasp of our ordinary senses. It is as if the celestial bodies align in perfect harmony, creating a portal through which we can glimpse the infinite possibilities that reside within us. Like dormant seeds waiting patiently beneath the surface of the earth, our latent talents and abilities yearn for the nourishing light of awareness to awaken them from their slumber. As the shadows of the eclipse dance across the landscape, they stir something deep within our souls, igniting a spark of inspiration that lies dormant within us. It is a time of awakening, a moment of revelation where we come face to face with the full extent of our creative potential. In the stillness of this cosmic alignment, we are invited to tap into the wellspring of creativity that flows through us, like a river carving its path through the landscape of our consciousness. Whether through the stroke of a brush, the melody of a song, or the sacred dance of movement, we are called to express ourselves authentically and fearlessly, allowing the unique essence of our being to shine forth into the world. The eclipse serves as a potent reminder of the boundless potential that resides within each and every one of us, a reminder that we are not merely spectators in the unfolding drama of existence, but active participants in the co-creation of reality itself. It is a time to embrace the fullness of who we are, to honor the gifts that we have been given, and to share them with the world in service to the greater good. As Dolores Cannon teaches, we are multidimensional beings endowed with limitless potential. The upcoming solar eclipse serves as a clarion call to awaken to our innate gifts and abilities. It is a reminder that within each of us lies the power to transcend our perceived limitations and soar to new heights of consciousness. Contrary to the dire predictions of apocalyptic prophecies, the impending solar eclipse does not cast a shadow of doom upon humanity. Instead, it serves as a herald of profound change, signaling the birth pangs of a new era, a golden age of enlightenment and spiritual awakening. As the moon aligns with the sun, casting its shadow upon the earth, we are reminded that darkness is but a temporary veil that obscures the light of truth. In the same way, the challenges we face as a global community are not insurmountable obstacles, but opportunities for growth and evolution. The old paradigms that have governed our world for centuries are crumbling before our very eyes, their foundations weakened by the weight of their own inadequacy. From the halls of power to the corridors of commerce, from the institutions of education to the structures of society, the fabric of our collective reality is unraveling, making way for something new to emerge. In the midst of this upheaval, we find ourselves at a crossroads, a moment of reckoning where we are called to confront the shadows of our past and embrace the light of a brighter future. It is a time of radical transformation, both individually and collectively, as we dismantle the outdated systems and structures that no longer serve the highest good. From the ashes of the old world, a new earth is rising, a world founded upon the principles of compassion, unity, and harmony. In this new paradigm, the well-being of all beings is honored and respected, and the interconnectedness of all life is celebrated. As we navigate the tumultuous waters of this transitional period, let us hold fast to the vision of a world transformed, a world where love triumphs over fear, where cooperation supersedes competition, and where the inherent dignity and worth of every individual is recognized and affirmed. In the words of the late Dolores Cannon, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. This profound truth resonates deep within our souls, reminding us of our divine origins and infinite potential. As we awaken to this truth, we step into our roles as co-creators of reality, wielding the power of our thoughts, intentions, and actions to shape the destiny of humanity and the earth itself. As we stand on the precipice of this cosmic shift, teetering on the edge of the unknown, it's only natural to feel a whirlwind of emotions swirling within us. Excitement mingles with apprehension, creating a potent cocktail of anticipation and uncertainty. The energies that surround us may appear chaotic and unpredictable, like a tempest raging in the night, but beneath the surface turbulence lies a deep undercurrent of divine order and purpose. In the grand tapestry of existence, every thread is woven with intention and meaning, every twist and turn guided by the hand of destiny. Just as the stars dance across the heavens in perfect harmony, so too do the events of our lives unfold according to a greater cosmic plan. It is in this cosmic symphony that we find solace, knowing that we are but players in a divine drama far greater than ourselves. Now is the time to surrender to the flow of the universe, to release our grip on control and allow ourselves to be carried by the current of divine providence. Like a surfer riding the crest of a wave, we must learn to navigate the ups and downs of this evolutionary journey with grace and resilience. For in every challenge lies an opportunity for growth and expansion, every obstacle a stepping stone on the path to self-realization. At the heart of this great reset lies the profound realization of our interconnectedness with all of creation. We are not separate beings existing in isolation, but integral threads in the tapestry of existence. The eclipse serves as a potent reminder of our inherent unity with the cosmos. It's a call to transcend the illusion of separation and embrace the truth of our oneness. As we open our hearts to compassion and empathy, we pave the way for a more harmonious and sustainable world. By coming together in love and solidarity, we co-create a reality rooted in peace, abundance, and joy. As we prepare to journey through the cosmic portal of the total solar eclipse, let us harness the power of intention to manifest our highest visions for ourselves and the planet. Whether through meditation, prayer, or ritual, we can align our thoughts and actions with the divine blueprint of the new earth. Let us envision a world where love reigns supreme, where kindness is the currency, and where every being is honored and respected. By anchoring these intentions into the collective consciousness, we become active participants in the co-creation of a more luminous future. As the total solar eclipse fades into memory, we emerge reborn, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. We carry with us the wisdom gained from our journey through the Shadowlands, as well as the newfound clarity and purpose that illuminate our path forward. The great reset of human consciousness is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of evolution and expansion. Each moment presents us with the opportunity to choose love over fear, unity over division, and growth over stagnation. Together, let us embark on this sacred journey with courage, grace, and unwavering faith in the power of our collective light. For in the depths of our souls, we carry the spark of divinity that will illuminate the way to a brighter tomorrow.
So guys, I wanted to play that because I thought it was significant, man. I think when you look at, you know, the whole dynamics and, you know, the gravity of what's going on right now, I think for a lot of people, you know, they have different ideas, different theories, different, you know, thoughts and feelings about this whole solar eclipse and what it might mean for them, or what might occur, whether it be good or bad. You know, people have got a whole lot of different information from a lot of different sources. And I think it can get people in a state of confusion, not just a state of confusion. People will be in a state of fear. You know, people may question, you know, the validity of some of the stuff that they hear, some of the stuff that even I'm talking about from a spiritual level. So I felt like it's important that people look at the positive side. We haven't talked much about what really, you know, may very well be occurring. And me personally, I feel that this may very well be, you know, the reality of the situation. And the reason I say that, man, is because you have to think about this, man. As you've grown and evolved as a human being, you've been taught only stuff as it relates to you being a human being. I mean, you've really only been pushed as far as the physical mind has been allowed to take you, as far as the information that has been manipulated and diluted. You've been only subjected to that as your foundation, as your basis for who you are, for your basis and the pretty much the gist of humanity. That's what you've been given. That's what you've been spoon-fed since birth. Nobody teaches you in school about the power of the sun. Nobody teaches you about the power of you as a spiritual being. Nobody teaches you about your consciousness. I mean, they brush over it, you know, and give you the stuff that you know might seem very surface level. They don't give you the depths of who you are, what you are, and that's by design. Think about how there's things that have occurred that kind of dictated what happened with the medical industry, but also with the educational system. These things have all been pitted against you to confuse you and to keep you furthest from the truth of what you really are, or who you really are, and what you're supposed to be doing. So you're never at any point, you're never getting the information as you should. You understand me? Like, you're not getting that knowledge. Nobody's kicking it down to you like, yo, like, you're not going to school every day learning about being a spiritual being. You learning how to be a human being. You learning how to more so disconnect yourself from the spiritual realm. The system's been set up from the day that you arrive in this vessel. I showed you how they put certain stuff in you and stuff to be able to dumb you down and cut you off from spirituality. That is, you've seen enough to know now that is what they're doing. You know now that the stuff they give you has nothing to do with trying to keep you alive. You also know that the stuff they giving you has nothing to do with you reaching a certain level of consciousness. It's all to do the opposite. And then the education system is in line with it. The food, the water, the air, everything is in line with the system that they have created. So at no point are you getting the information that you're supposed to be getting in order for you to reach the point of evolution that you should be reaching. Does any of this kind of make sense? Where I'm going with it? So when you hear information like that video, it may seem, minuscule to some of you guys because you may be like, oh, that guy's just a bunch of hogwash. He's just blowing smoke and, but we have to understand this is the stuff that you don't get enough of. Like you don't get all that information. You don't get the perspective that he's given when we start talking about straight from a spiritual level of what all of that means, all the significance with that. Like it's a lot to that, but for some people it's gonna seem far-fetched. It's like, oh, I don't know about all that, lifting the consciousness and the new humanity and all this, but if you at a point where you're reaching new heights, with your consciousness, what does that mean? What's the whole point of raising your consciousness if it's not gonna do nothing? It's not gonna take you to new levels or put you in a better position spiritually. Okay. What's the point in them trying to keep you from it? You understand what I mean? Like you have to look at, and I always tell you guys this, do whatever they trying to do. It must be important to them to do it to you. It's important for them to make sure that they poison you. It's important to make sure that they give you something that's going to make you age quicker. You see what I'm saying? It's important for them to make sure that you don't remember who you are when you arrive here. They make sure you getting that stuff out the womb. It's important for them to do these things. So it should be just as important for you guys to do the opposite. Okay? That's why I tell you, it's important for them to push the stuff that they push. Like they have no problem putting on the dollar bill. They put all of that, their signature on the dollar bill. But on top of that, what do? They do to deceive you. They put "In God We Trust," right? So you like, oh, this nation must be of God. But how is this nation of God? But they got the Dracos pictured or pictured on the money that they passing out that say "In God We Trust." Do you see the contradiction? Do you see the deception as it lies? Those are the different things, man, that people pay no mind to. But so they got control of the money. They haven't taken control of your educational system as well. And the miseducation, you see what I'm saying, is what they've done. If they pushed right down your throat and you ain't even see it coming, you know what I mean? But you have to look at that. The money is the root of all evil. But on the money, it's the same thing. It say, "In God We Trust." And then who they put on there is God. They put themselves as God on there. So they ain't did nothing like this with the Bible that they already had access to tamper with as well. You got to look at that. But the point that I wanted to make was that these different things, as it applies to you as a spiritual being, is stuff that you probably would have been taught. Like you're getting this information late as a human being that's been aged over 20, 30, 40 years, however old everybody is in here. I don't know. But I can only speculate that we got people from all ages that have been indoctrinated to a system of beliefs and ideologies that are so far from the truth that it's hard for you to perceive reality at this point. It's hard for you to perceive spirituality at this point because it's been distanced from you. It's been the furthest thing from your mind, and that's intentional. And then at the same time, they've diluted your pineal and calcified it to where you can't grasp the information as you need to. Okay, y'all have to watch that piece, and I play it all the time at the front of my videos. I haven't lately because we've been doing mostly lives, but they talk about how they were going to make sure that you had no idea about the spiritual world and the spiritual realm when we understand that we are spiritual beings first. But they were going to make it a point to cut you off from that. You have to understand that what you should have been being taught your entire life is how to evolve into a spiritual being the way that you're supposed to. So you can gravitate. So you can leave Earth. So if you gotta understand, if they've controlled every system, think about this. They controlled every system from what we talk about, from our food, from our education system, from our religious system, also to the economic system. They've controlled every aspect of your life. You understand what I'm saying? They've controlled every aspect of your life. So you don't think that they would do the same thing by attempting to control your spiritual, your spiritual essence of who you are? You don't think they would have controlled that? They've done everything else. You see what I mean? They've done everything else, but they was gonna leave that alone. This is what I tell people. You have to look at the whole picture and look at the grand scheme. They've managed to put themselves in position to control every aspect of our life. And for you have to be able to break that. So that's why it's like you in a continual loop. And if you don't get the right information, if you're not educating yourself, which they made sure that you cannot educate yourself the way that you're supposed to, then you're not going to make it. You're not going to make the leap that you need to make. And it's unfortunate, like I said, a lot of people fell victim to this last deception that they did, the same one they did with Adam and Eve. It's no different. We just in a new day and age, all right? And a lot of stuff has occurred since then, but the enemies is the same. The enemies is the same. We just in a new day, okay? And they still playing the same tricks, right? And then even then, you have to look back, man, and say, well, what was these people waiting on? Okay, was they waiting on Jesus to come back and save them? Or was they supposed to be reaching that Christ consciousness at some point? Okay, people may have died waiting on Jesus instead of soaking it up and having the Christ consciousness that they're supposed to have to reach him to begin with. Because we can go on and on. Like I said, people, you can't expect Jesus to fly in in a white robe on a white carpet, man, and land at Lenox Mall and start passing out, go to heaven free passes. I don't see that as happening. I think he's gonna come to you in spirit, as he's a spiritual being. And if you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, you won't. It's that simple. So understand that, man. This is information and knowledge that you probably should have been getting a long time ago. Like I said in the movie The Matrix, man, sometimes it's too late to free a mind. A mind been so trapped in the systems and in the different things that they put in place. Remember, they put everything in place. They've had control over this realm. That's why they got the dang snake, the snake tongue wrapped into the NASA symbol. They've had control over this realm. They did that. They put that on the NASA symbol. They put themselves on your money. They did all that. They ain't touch your Bible. They was gonna leave that alone. That was forbidden to touch the Bible, right? So understand the deceptions that might be at play. I believe that's a big part of it. Okay. We ain't gonna talk about too much more, man. I just wanted to put that out there and understand and let people know, hey, this solar eclipse, you're not gonna be taught the information that you're supposed to have as it pertains to that. If anything, they may push some stuff. They may say, hey, wear your glasses. You may need to catch them rays from that thing. And I'm not telling anybody, don't take my word as that's what you're supposed to do. Hey, everybody do what you want to do what you feel best for you and your family. But there are different angles to it, man. And I'm all about doing the opposite a lot of what they talk about. That's just how I move now, because I've seen everything that they tell you to do is a lie. Everything that they tell you about is a lie. Everything that they try to tell you is good for you is usually bad. So I take that approach with a lot of stuff just in the everyday life, and that's just me. But for each their own, take it with a grain of salt. I can't push my beliefs or force it on anybody. I just tell you where I'm at and my evolution as a person, as a human being, also as a spiritual being. So that's my take on it, guys. I wanted to put this video together for you because I felt like, people needed to see all those angles and things. And it's some significant, man, the timing and stuff, the timing. Okay, this solar eclipse, if the solar eclipse is coming in and it's gonna raise people consciousness stuff, raise it up to what? Is it gonna raise them up to Christ consciousness? Is that what it's gonna do? And that's kind of what this video kind of alluded to. And it's like people that have been more inclined on the spiritual level, they're picking up that same vibe. All right. But people that's been kind of distanced from this whole understanding of spirituality and stuff, they just like, been on the fence. They just been kind of like, oh, well, it's just another, But guess what? The elites know what they do. They know about these special things. Why you think they put that in that movie, that show Theodosia? They put that in there for a reason. They understand the power of a solar eclipse. You understand what I mean? That just like they do rituals and stuff on full moons and stuff. They do stuff under certain times. Now, another angle, like I said, who's to say that the positive beings, which would be God, right? A benevolent beings, God, the angels, anybody that's on the positive side of this, who's to say he's not bringing in this solar eclipse in order to lift the consciousness of the planet, in order to rid the planet of these devils, these draconian beings that are here? Who's to say he ain't doing that? You know what I mean? And then we live in peace and harmony, and in this love that they talking about spreading throughout the universe to reach that vibration that we need to, to change the frequency and the consciousness of the planet. Who's to say that ain't the case? You see what I mean? So look at it from those angles, man. It's I know it's kind of hard for people to grasp all that, man, at one time. It's a different perspective. I get it. It's a different perspective, but certainly something that you need to look at, all right, and consider while we come upon this time, because we're only a couple hours away from April 8th, which will mark the date of the solar eclipse. That very well could change humanity. Things could be exactly the same. I don't know if y'all remember, I played a video from our guy Jamal. What was his name? Charles. I think it's Jamal Charles. And he was talking about like how once you hit a certain frequency, like those people that still at that lower frequency, they won't be able to see you. You won't even be apparent to them. Some of you might not even get calls from people that you used to deal with. They might be living in a hell in their frequency that they own, because they vibrating at that level. You understand what I mean? And if you vibrate higher than them, then y'all not on the same plane, so you may not see each other. Okay, as spiritual beings, if you're elevating to a higher dimension, like the earth shifting and everything, and they ain't making that shift. You see, you start talking about heaven and hell. If you shifting up out of what we dealing with here, we see that this is like a hell, because you got these beings, right? And they run this whole show. But if you shifting and they trying to keep you from shifting, why are they trying to keep you from shifting to the upper dimensions, right? To heaven, essentially. And then you got potentially Christ consciousness. But if you don't have Christ consciousness, you're still on the 3D realm. You're on a lower frequency. You're vibrating low. You cannot make that shift. Then you stuck here under their control. Remember, it's all about bringing souls to hell, right? That's from a biblical perspective. Bringing souls to hell, keeping people vibrating low. So they put out the devil music and all the negativity and stuff, and that keeps you vibrating low. So if you was to die, then you would still be vibrating low enough to remain in that hell, in that 3D world. Do you understand what I mean? But if you are raising your consciousness, which is what they've been trying to keep you from doing, why are they trying to keep you from raising your consciousness? Y'all see what I'm saying? When you start talking about going to heaven, you start talking about Jesus and God, they're trying to keep you from raising your consciousness. But your consciousness is all about ascension, okay? Being able to have that channel that even allows you to raise your consciousness. Why are they so hell bent on trying to make sure that you can't, or you don't even know about it, right? Why are they doing that? You got to put this stuff together, man, and figure it out for yourself. But I'm just giving you some gems that you can work with. Okay, it might, like I said, it might not make sense to some of you. I know, I get it, because some people, they on a different wavelength. Some of y'all are just getting on the wagon, right? Some of y'all have not had any of this information. Some of y'all do not have any of this knowledge, and it's gonna sound far-fetched to you right now. But as you continue your journey, and we each are on our own, things will start to appear or start to reveal itself to you. Okay, however it's supposed to be. Now, whether it's right now or not, and whether it matters, I don't know. I've heard that once we shift, which has been a thing And like I said, the people that have been saying that this shift was coming and we needed this shift and everything, the earth shifting and all that, I tell you all the time, they have not been wrong yet about anything that they said. So there may very well be a real thing to this shift. And if it's a shift in consciousness, you know, that could be somewhat symbolic or equatable to a rapture of sorts. And if those that ain't made the shift cannot go up and ascend, then they would be stuck in that 3D realm. They'd be stuck on that frequency. Do you understand what I'm saying? Vibrating low. All right, which is what the devil is seeming like that's what he's wanted and what he's planned to do to everybody, to mislead them and keep them from worrying about raising their consciousness to begin with. And then at the same time, he deployed his minions or whatnot to do these things with the medicines and stuff, and to keep people from understanding and to throw out the distractions. All right. I want some of y'all, man, I want you to go back. I want you to watch this video several times over and listen to what I've just said. Listen to what I just said. Okay. And wrap that around some of your beliefs that you already have. And I think it's going to start to make some sense to you. You understand? So, anywho, guys, everybody's on their own path. I'll say that. We talked about a lot, man. We've been on here for almost 3 hours. We're not going to make it any longer. I will remind those that are looking to, we do have the 50% off, the half off on the DETOX bundles, super bundle, pretty much everything you got with that. And then you got the Flex 4 bundle. Those are all 50% off. We're supposed to be doing that until tomorrow. So tonight would be the last night, essentially. I didn't get to run that on the main page, man, because I've been taking the videos down, so I know a lot of people didn't get that information. But if you're here today, you got that information. Half off sale that was going on this week. I said I was gonna put that video out Monday of this past week, but I did not. It didn't come out till Friday, so I know it probably missed like 5 days. But if those are here that we're looking to get it, it is still available right now. The MMS Mineral Medical Solution, that's been popping. A lot of folks jumping in on that. I'll tell y'all, like I said before, that's a digital download, man. It's a very intricate download document that has a lot of information as far as dealing with different elements that you might have. And it's a Mineral Medical Solution, okay? If you never looked into it, I suggest you look into it. That is something that Trump even had pushed out there as far as dealing with the whatchamacallit. Not gonna say it right now, but it has been proven to be effective. Okay, that's why I told you there was a good Trump and a bad Trump. One was telling you to do good stuff. The other one was telling you to take the walk. Why do you get double talk from the same man? Look into it. All right, it's like the IV. He was saying the IV, sun rays, same thing. Okay, ultraviolet rays. He was telling you all this stuff. So look into that stuff, man. Other than that, I also have the digital download, the credit code, digital download ebook. For those that were still looking to get that, that is a document that pretty much breaks down, man, the whole credit system and how you're supposed to go in about transforming your credit, man, in a very short period of time. I got that document from a multi-millionaire, man, that owned a lot of businesses, had a lot of CDs, bonds, and stocks and everything, man, and pretty much changed my life around. I was able to do a lot of things with that document. It's not every day you get to talk to a millionaire. Some of you might be a millionaire. Some of you might know millionaires. But, hey, if a millionaire talks to me, I listen. And that was probably one of the smartest things I did. And I was very appreciative that he gave me that document, man. I've had it for about, I want to say 12 years, man. And I was able to do great things with it, man. Once you have it, if you do end up getting it, man, you'll see the value of it, especially when you apply it and see what you're able to accomplish. But it's a very good document, man. It has a lot of information, plethora of information. It's not like no long 10, 15, 20 page, like you got to go through all. It ain't like that, man. I mean, I used it at a young age and was able to apply to different things, man. And it worked wonders. So I will be, let me see if I can put it up on the screen so people see it. I don't have the actual file here, but this is the thumbnail that I had up the other day for that. So anybody looking to get a real jump, man, and understanding the credit game and the knowledge to do your own stuff and not have to worry about getting somebody to build your thing up, man. Document is $19.99 for that ebook, and you won't need to get anybody to handle your credit again. I assure you of that. So other than that, man, I don't know. We was gonna open up the line tonight. It's already late. I know guys have been on here for almost 3 hours now, and y'all probably looking to get some rest, as I am looking to do the same. If anything, man, I don't know. We might do a video tomorrow. We might do live tomorrow. And you know, in regard to the solar eclipse, we might come on live and talk for a moment. I might do that. If not, then we'll push it out till Tuesday. So probably the 9th. You know, because I know people gonna be dealing with it. Hell, who knows? We might even have a power down outage or something. They're talking about weather is supposed to be messed up, man. It's crazy. We're supposed to have some bad weather coming through right behind this. You know, I don't know. You know, they play with their dang HARP weather machine. That very well may happen right after. Okay, so be aware of that, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something. But either way, also, I probably will not keep this video up on YouTube because there was some very questionable information that was spewed over one of the videos that I had played, especially dealing with Mike Adams. He had some stuff to say that was rather controversial. So I probably will not leave this video up on my main channel on YouTube. I will probably have it up on Rumble. If anybody wants to go back and watch it again for a second time, I'll have it up on Rumble. It might stay on my other 2 YouTube channels. If you have not made it over to my new YouTube channel, guys, I have that YouTube channel link in the description box. So you can get to that channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're watching this video right now, wherever you at, stop what you're doing. Like and subscribe right now. Break the algorithm. All right, do that. Y'all still in here right now, just looking, go and hit the like, hit the subscribe. All right, that helps the channel out more than you know. Okay, I appreciate it. And somebody was asking about the Cash App. They wanted to send a Cash App for my birthday gift. I appreciate it, man. Anybody that wants to do that, Cash App is Net Most Wanted. Net Most Wanted. I did have that on the screen before. I don't now, but I'll put it up for a second for anybody that's looking to donate to the channel or to send a birthday gift. As well, appreciate it. Cash App is Net Most Wanted. I appreciate those that like to give back as well. I will put that up. Hold up. Bottom. There we go. So I did put that up on the screen, guys. Net Most Wanted, or you can do PayPal, PayPal.me, Net Most Wanted. Either one is fine, man. All right. The Black Sun. The 3 suns. Yeah, that's something that I was wanting to mention too. There's already 2 suns here. We talking about the sun that we have here. We also have the sun on the inner earth. So the sun that's coming in essentially would be the 3rd sun. It's also something tied to that in the 3 Kings and the Euphrates River. I don't know how many people are aware of that, but there is something to that to look at as well. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Yes, I am an Aries. Yes, I am. Aries are good people. Yeah, so. Okay. Say this 3 suns, a star. Oh, you got it, Captain. Appreciate you. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate you. Okay. All right, good folk. Well, I'm going to go get out of here, man. I've been on here with y'all for 3 hours. 3 hours, y'all gonna have somebody mad at me. But either way, man, I hope everybody's well, man. I appreciate the birthday love. Like I said, I might do something tomorrow. We'll see, man. Y'all let me know, man, in the comments if you haven't. Let me know if you prefer these lives, because y'all know I'm trying to do it the same way. I'm doing videos for y'all, but I still gotta kind of tread lightly, because you know when I'm editing outside of live, I can kind of get a better control over it. When stuff is said, I got them videos got to come down. But just let me know in the comments, man, if you prefer live videos and y'all want to be able to interact, you want to be able to come on and talk and stuff like that. Put it in the comments, man. That's what you like. Just say, hey, I'm with the live videos. Hey, prefer live. If you prefer me to go back to, you know, being on the balcony, you know, just talking to y'all like that and doing the videos that way, I've been doing that for 4 years or 5 years now. Shoot. So if that's what you prefer, you know, let it be known. Just put it in the comments, man, so I can gather all this information. And we'll see. If it seems like it's 50-50, then I might do both. If it seems like more people prefer this live, you know, more in-person type of interaction, then we may start leaning more toward that. But it doesn't matter to me either way, man. I'll do either one. So it don't matter. I just take, you know, consensus of the people and we'll go from there. So then I know people like, man, don't you be doing them long ass videos. Why you gotta do the long ass videos? I didn't heard people saying that. Then I heard people say, I like the long videos. I go to sleep to those videos. So hey, y'all pull me every which way. It's a tug of war, man. I hear a little bit of both on from every angle. So just tell me what y'all think, man, in the comments. That'll be good. It'll help me get some kind of, you know, some kind of idea of what we really like to do. But I tell you like this, man, if we're gonna be doing these lives, I'm gonna expect some of y'all to come on here, man. So y'all better get your best your best outfit together, or whatever, your birthday suit or whatever you gotta do. You know, brush your teeth, you know, wash your face, and get your ass off the couch and get up in the studio with me. We gonna keep on standing for people hiding behind they computer screens and their phones, talking all that mess. I love you too, Cosmic Love. Appreciate you. Cosmic Love, you must got a thing for me or something, man. 'Cause you be saying something I'm seeing this every video. You saying something. I'm starting to think you might got a thing for me or something. I don't know. What y'all think? Anyway, man, I'm gonna go and cut it, man. Hey, you guys, y'all take it easy, man. And y'all, regardless, man, be prepared just in case tomorrow. At least have yourself some food and water, because you never know what these evil folks is planning. So just be somewhat prepared just in case some stuff do go awry. All right, fam. Y'all be safe. I will catch you on the next live, maybe. I think. Don't.
You know, I've been hearing rumors about those black microfibers that are kind of worm-like that move inside of those N95 masks or whatever. Sure enough, there are black microfibers on here, as you can see. Here it is, moving.
Harmful parasites, along with the secret technology, has created a toxic environment in our bodies. These harmful particles, parasites, toxins, and poisons exist in the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the medicines we take. Detoxifying the body is critical to long-term health and is a necessity for optimal brain and organ function. To address these growing health concerns with yourself and others, visit detoxificationbypurification.com, where we specialize in treating the harmful effects caused by the integration of these harmful substances in the body by providing products that destroys the foreign organisms and disables the foreign technology meant to control you.
Sure enough, there are black microfibers on here, as you can see. Here it is, moving right now. See that? It's moving.
you.